Seems like so long ago, and the history that continues to unfold since then. But this whole program for Ball State, in that case, has flipped completely since that game in 2017. But Coach Lewis knows what it's like to walk into this building and see and feel the history.
Yeah, there's no question about it. You know, it's interesting, Mick. I watched the Northwestern game here the other night. Northwestern was the first Big Ten team in 13 years to come into this building and play. That shows you how tough Power 5 teams feel about trying to come into this building and get a win.
And it has been tough for teams to win at this place. And Dayton starts off the season with 5 straight home games. After today, they take on Capital and New Mexico State. You mentioned they beat Northwestern. They took care of St. Francis as well. This place averaged attendance last year was 13,407. It's going to pack up pretty quick here in the next couple of minutes as well. All right, EC, you look at what Ball State's done through the first 2 games of the season. A loss against Georgia State on the road, trying to figure things out with the brand new roster, and then go in against Franklin at home, win that one handily by 27. Do we know who this team is yet, or is there still some time to figure this thing out?
Well, we really don't know anything yet. I mean, as Michael Lewis can attest to, just trying to mold this into a cohesive unit. Right now, you got a lot of great pieces. The idea, and it's no different than a lot of teams right now with all these new players from the portal, how can you get them to come together, gel as one, get guys to understand their roles, and play to their strengths? They're coming off a game against Franklin, Mick, where they had 19 turnovers. So certainly that's going to be a point of emphasis against a Dayton team that loves to pressure you. Yeah. The other thing, change up in the starting lineups. We'll get to that a little bit. Got to get some of these guys going. Jeremiah Hernandez among them. He's going to be a big part of this Cardinals team offensively, and thus far early on in the season only averaging 4.5 points a game. So got to get Jeremiah Hernandez going. Will tonight be the night to see that happen?
Well, we'll see what Ball State does to get Jeremiah Hernandez involved. Transfer from Southern Indiana, going to be a big part of this team. We'll see what he does here in this one. It's Dayton and Ball State, the Cardinals' 3rd game on the season, and we're live from UD Arena in Dayton, Ohio. This is the Greg Hubler countdown to tip-off. Thank you, Greg Hubler, for all of your support, and you can check him out in Muncie. Visit Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. In Marion, visit Greg Hubler Buick GMC. Step aside, come back, sit down with head coach Michael Lewis, break down his thoughts of the Dayton Flyers and his squad so far through 2 games next on the Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. Welcome back inside the Greg Hubler Countdown to tip-off. Ball State's at Dayton here today, third game of the season for Ball State men's basketball with head coach Michael Lewis. Coach, appreciate your time as always, and back on the road here today for the second road matchup of the year.
No, it's exciting to be over here. I think, Dayton's a very historic program, one that obviously a lot of people in the country, across the country, have a lot of respect for, and what they've been able to do here consistently. Like you can just tell, walking in, they know how to put on a basketball game.
So when you look at this Dayton team, what do you see?
Well, I think they're really talented. I think I looked up today. I think they're at 28 or 29 in the Ken Palm. I look at them from like a high majors perspective. Like, okay, they got good guard depth. I think they got 4 guards that are going to be as good as any in their league. They've got a 4-man that can stretch the floor. They've got a post player that can cause problems in Zed Key. They've got some guys that come off the bench that each, have some ability to do certain things. I think if anything, they're smaller on the perimeter. They're not, they're not 6'5" guards. They're 6'1" guards. But they got a lot of speed, a lot of strength, a lot of experience. I think they've got everything that they need to get back to the NCAA tournament like they always do.
Hey, Coach Michael Lewis joining us on the Greg Hubler Countdown to tip-off. Ball State at Dayton here today for the third game of the season. Coach, when you look at your team, first 2 games through the season, when you turn on the tape and look back, what do you see from those 2 games?
Well, we did some good things against Franklin. Those games are difficult because of their roster makeup. They're never going to be clean. They're always going to be a little sloppy. As much as you fight it and don't like it, it's always a difficult game for the post because they basically don't have one. But we did some good things. There's obviously things that we need to continue to grow in areas, and a lot of us just, can we talk? Like, can we communicate out on the floor? Like, that's difficult for us right now, just the communication part. We see things. We have some guys that see things pretty well, but being able to communicate that, we got to be able to hold each other accountable for the good and the bad. We need to be able to communicate to our guys when they do something well. We also got to be able to communicate with each other when things are bad, and be able to get on guys and not get our feelings hurt and go out and compete. And, we're growing in some of those areas, and this is obviously going to be a difficult matchup for us over here in one of the great college basketball environments.
Coach, I know you're trying to navigate this, especially with the rosters changing year over year, but when you look at how you're building rotations, are you starting to find a way to settle into one, or are you still like, we need to figure out how this is going to look still?
Well, we got to get 5 guys on the floor that are all compete and all are about winning. And I think that's what we're still working on. We have an unbelievable group of kids. I mean, they are the really, really nice guys. We've got to get 5 guys on the floor that fit and have a competitive spirit to win. And like a lot of college teams, our 5 best players don't fit together. And so we're going to have to do some different things to get our guys on the court where we are able to compete.
Appreciate you, Coach. Good luck today. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Head Coach Michael Lewis joining us here on the Greg Hubler Countdown to tip-off. Hey, Cardinal fans, when the Cards win, you win 50% off. Regular price, any size pizza, any toppings at Papa John's. Offer valid until end of business on the day of a win, by phone or in person only. At Marion, Muncie, and Anderson locations only. So if Ball State wins tonight, you get that 50% off at Papa John's. We'll continue the conversation here between Ball State and Dayton basketball as we get ready from UD Arena. We'll chat with E. He'll come back in. We'll break down this matchup. Also want to get E's thoughts about what Coach Lewis said there about the rotations before the Flyers and Cardinals link up. This is the Greg Hubler Countdown to kickoff, tip-off, and the Cards Radio Network from Learfield. We're back inside the Greg Kubler countdown to tip-off. Ball State and Dayton meet up for the first time since 2017, and this is only the 8th matchup ever. Dayton leads at 6-1. David Eha, Meg Tidra with you. Emily Guffey's back in our network studios. Coach Lewis just said a few minutes ago about the rotations, trying to settle in and find the best 5 players on the floor. And he said our best 5 players don't play necessarily the best when they're on the floor at the same time. How do you navigate making sure your best players are always on the floor and then also managing sometimes those 5 don't play the best?
Well, I think that's why you see some mixing and matching of rotations in the starting lineup tonight. Mason Jones and Ethan Britton Watts in place of Juancy Gorosito and Jeremiah Hernandez. So I think this is going to be good for Jerry Hernandez. Come off the bench, get him a chance to kind of see it, get into the flow of the game. And but yeah, that's what Coach Lewis is trying to do, is see which guys play well together. And I think the other thing is he needs facilitators. Everybody on this team can score. He needs guys to facilitate, and that's why I think Ethan Britton Watts is getting the start. He's tied with Peyton Sparks, 6 assists. Ethan's not a guy that's out there to get his, but he will create for others. You need that to become contagious.
And Ethan had all 6 of those assists last game. Only 4 points for him. 0 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. So Britton Watts' last game was a true facilitator against Franklin. We saw him score in game 1 with 12 points. He comes back the next game with 0 and 6 assists. It feels like he can be somebody that does set the table for people.
Yeah, there's no question. And the other thing I'm interested to see is T.J. Birch, right? We saw what he did his first game, albeit against Franklin, a Division III team, but he acquitted himself quite well. He's going to get some time here today. Let's see how the freshman handles this atmosphere and this crowd. He certainly wasn't scared of the moment on Friday night. Certainly a different story, but he's a guy that I think can give him a nice boost.
You mentioned the environment and the crowd. It's starting to fill up here in UD Arena. It's a consistently sold-out venue. Ball State's taking the floor here at UD Arena for Ball State and Dayton. It's going to get loud. Like, we don't have the crowd mic on right now, and it's loud in this place.
Yeah, I mean, they came early, and I tell you what, everybody is standing. They got a tremendous band, a tremendous student section to our left. This place, no doubt about it, one of the toughest in the entire country to come in and try to get a W.
That's what Ball State's going to try and do, pick up a road dub for the first time this season. Let's go and take a look at today's officials, brought to you in part by IU Health and IU Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Muncie. You can count on highly skilled care to get you right back in the game. Today's officials, Lee Cassell, Eric Lewis, and Justin Porterfield. Our officials today brought to you in part by IU Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. This is the Greg Kubler countdown to tip-off as Ball State takes on the Dayton Flyers. David Eha, Meg Tidra running you through a pregame here. When you look at this Dayton team, Coach specifically singled out Zed Key, the graduate student from Bayshore, New York. He's gone for 10-plus each game. He's averaging 10.5 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. When you see Zed Key play, what do you see?
Well, I saw a lot of Zed Key, right? I live in Columbus. Zed Key transferred from Ohio State. He had a really good career there. His junior season at Ohio State, Mick, he averaged 13 points, 8 rebounds a game until he hurt his shoulder, and that really hurt him. His senior year, his point production went down to just 6 points a game, so it was a pretty big get for Anthony Grant to have Zed Key come over here, but he's a very athletic guy, and he's a unique dude. He is a car enthusiast.
Yeah, he is. That's
he
right.
has a Lincoln Town car. He's got one of 500 VW Golfs that is red. Said he works on these teammates' cars and he fixes his own automobiles. Talk about a well-rounded young man, Zed Key.
Absolutely, and he owns a Python too. So what doesn't he do? What doesn't he have? And I think that Ball State's going to try and limit what he does today. At 6'8", may see some Peyton Sparks against Zed Key, possibly to try and neutralize some of that action.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And, you know, they're a little bit thin on the front line. They've got young guys. Emil Letang, 7'1" freshman, the tallest player in Dayton history, but he's very green. Isaac Jack, Cardinal fans may recognize that name. He started his career at Buffalo. He's missed the first couple games due to injury. I see him warming up here tonight, so we'll see if Peyton Sparks can get Zed Key in foul trouble. That'll certainly help the Cardinals' cause, and something to look out for tonight.
Absolutely. Their leading scorer is Enoch Cheeks with 14.5 points per game. Also their leading rebounder with 7 boards a game. He has 8 total steals this year in 2 games. Cheeks has been a complete player for Dayton this year.
Yeah, I mean, he is incredibly athletic. Preseason all A-10 defensive team. And you talk about defense of the perimeter. You mentioned Cheeks. He had 6 steals against Northwestern, all defensive team. Posh Alexander, 3 years at St. John's, 1 year at Butler, now at Dayton. He led the Big East in steals all 4 years. And then you've got Javon Bennett, when he was a freshman at Merrimack, led the entire country in steals with 99. So that shows you on the perimeter what the Cardinal guards are going to face. Guys that'll get in your grill and definitely pick your pocket.
They have lots of guards that will see action here tonight in the form of the Dayton Flyers. It's Dayton and Ball State basketball, primed for about a 7:07 tip-off here today. A little pushed back due to TV. And we'll go ahead and take a legal ID break. 10-second pause for stations to identify themselves on the Cardinals Cambridge Radio Network for their film. From the birthplace of the Wright brothers, the Ball State Cardinals basketball team invades Dayton against the Flyers. 2-0 Dayton, 1-1 Ball State from UD Arena, and we can't wait to bring you Ball State basketball here from Dayton, Ohio. David Eha, Mick Tudor with you. Emily Guffey's back in our network studios to get us set for Flyers and Cardinals basketball. For just the 8th time ever, these two teams meet up, and Ball State trying to avenge a 2017 loss a couple of seasons ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups here today for the visiting Ball State Cardinals. Third-year head coach Michael Lewis picked up his 36th career win as the head coach at Ball State University last time out against Franklin. It's Peyton Sparks in the rotation, the senior from Winchester, Indiana. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists a game so far this year. Mickey Pearson, redshirt senior from Lincoln, Alabama, averaging a double-double thus far. 14 points, 10.5 boards a night. Mason Jones, his first start of the season, has come off the bench the last 2 games, and last game had 4 points and 4 rebounds with 2 blocks. Also in the rotation, Ethan Britton Watts receives his first start of the season. Graduate student from Indianapolis, Indiana, out of Boston University, 4 seasons there, and he's now in the rotation today. Jermari Fathill, 6'5", junior from Alabama, transfer from South Plains Junior College. He's in the rotation for the 3rd straight game, averaging a team best 17 points a night. Flip the script over to Dayton under head coach Anthony Grant. 8th-year man has been leading this Dayton team to success. Nate Santos, the 6'7" senior from Geneva, Illinois, joins Zed Key, the Bayshore, New York product, along with Enoch Cheeks, another senior from Providence, Rhode Island. Javon Bennett, junior out of Orlando, Florida, in the rotation as well. And Malachi Smith, a redshirt junior from the Bronx, New York, rounds out the starting rotation. And what you notice is a lot of guys who put up double figures in that starting lineup. They're very diverse on offense.
Yeah, they really are, and you called it. Every single one of the guys that you mentioned averaging double figures or more, led by Enoch Cheeks at 14.5 a game. But there is not just one guy that you can concentrate on. Unlike last year, Dayton had Deron Holmes, first-round draft pick, all A-10 player of the year. He was Mr. Everything for UD. Today, this year, it's more by committee for the Flyers.
Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Ball State Cardinals Gamebridge Radio Network for Learfield. Hey, the Dayton Flyers are pretty much well known by everybody in Indiana as well. Obi Toppin, Indiana Pacer player, graduate from Dayton. This team's had a lot of success over the last, really forever for Dayton. But last year, another successful year, NCAA tournament team. This program has a lot of history.
Yeah, they really do. And you mentioned Obi Toppin. Like, there was no other program, Mick, that was hurt the year of the pandemic than the Dayton Flyers. If you think back to that 2019 and 20 season, the Flyers were 29-2, a perfect 18-0 in the A-10, ranked number 3 in the country with a premier player in Obi Toppin, and lo and behold, COVID hits, no NCAA tournament, Obi Toppin off to the NBA.
Right.
And it took 6 more years for the Flyers to get back to the tournament where they won a game last year, but no shortage of history. And the one thing I look at, they have sent 10 players to the NBA in the last 11 years. That shows you the quality of athletes they get here at UD.
And in that 1920 season that was erased by COVID in the postseason, they were Jerry Palm's projected winner of the tournament based off of computer generation. So they really possibly missed out. Of course, it's computer generation, but Jerry Palm had them win the whole thing because of the way they had played.
Oh, there's no question about it. Look, you go 18-0 in conference play, 29-2 overall. They certainly had the horses to get it done, but all for naught. I'd like to see the Cardinals get out here early, Mick, make some shots, get some confidence going. And if the Flyers thus far, only 2 games in, have a weak spot, it's been at the free throw line. They're shooting just 64%.
A sold-out UD Arena, 13,000 packed here from Dayton, Ohio, as Ball State takes on the Dayton Flyers. Ball State's in the road red uniforms, dancing Charlie down the right side of the pants. And Dayton's in the all-white uniforms with the blue trim and the white Dayton across the front of the jersey. It's Peyton Sparks to our left, Zed Key for Dayton to our right. Ball's tossed into the air, and Peyton Sparks whacks it back to Ethan Britton Watts to start us here tonight on a Wednesday evening. David Eha McTidrow and Emily Guffey back in our network studios. Thanks for joining us. Fat Hill chucks one down, baseline right to Peyton Sparks. It's knocked away by Enoch Cheeks. Here goes Cheeks right to left for Dayton. Pull up three, Javon Bennett hits one off the back of the iron, and Mason Jones secures the defensive rebound for Ball State. Fat Hill races left to right for Ball State. Coach Lewis calls out the offensive order. Hill looks for Sparks, free throw line right. Dribbles once, picks it up as Keys draped all over him wearing a mask today. Ethan Britton Watts races toward the baseline right, puts his man in the air, off the window, rolls off left. Santos the defensive rebound for Dayton. Here go the Flyers right to left. Cheeks fakes the left wing three, curls off the man-to-man defense. Now Bennett slips it to Key, baseline left. It's one-on-one with Sparks. Jones is there to help. Keys backing down. Jones pokes it away, but it's corralled by Smith. 7 on the timer for Dayton. A minute in, no score. Smith slips the pass, baseline left, and Key slams it home with two hands. They took the entire shot clock, but they got one.
Yeah, no weak side help there. Great backdoor pass and cut.
Ball State has a casual left-handed dribble according to Ethan Britton Watts. Hands it off top of the key to Hill. Hill stops, free throw line right, loses footing, ball pops out, Santos has it for Dayton. He goes right to left, feeds it to Key, and he dunks it again with two.
Well, Mick, turnover bug, 2 out of the 3 possessions against a team like Dayton. They'll turn that into runouts and dunks.
So Key is off to a hot start, had 12.5 points per game in his first 2 games this year, and now is the first 4 for Dayton. Almost 2 minutes in, 4-0 Flyers. Sparks out to Pearson, right wing. Gets his man airborne. Pearson throws it off the window, rolls around and out, and Cheeks the defensive rebound for Dayton. Here they go, quickly right to left. Dayton's Cheeks at the top of the key. Sifts left, goes right, puts one up over Jones, and swishes a 15-footer. Dayton is coming out swinging here today. 6-0 lead, 2.5 minutes into the first half. Here's Britton Watts. Baseline right drive, misses long badly on a miss. And it's a rebound for Cheeks. Cheeks trots into the front court, receives a screen from Key, kicks it out straight away to Santos. Into the corner right side, here's Bennett, 10.5 points per game for the junior from Orlando, Florida. Cheeks has to go off his hands right in front of us here courtside, and it's corralled by Smith, goes up and under Hill and puts it home. Everything Dayton's trying, it's working. 8-0 lead for the Flyers, 17-13 to go first half. 13,000 strong erupting early on here from Dayton. And now Sparks travels with it in the corner left side.
Well, that is 3 Cardinal turnovers early on, Mick. That's been the story right now. And the 3 shot attempts that the Cards got are all good looks, not able to knock them in. Desperately need a stop and a basket to stem this tide.
Jones and Sparks check out. Jeremiah Hernandez, Ben Hendricks in for Ball State. 3 minutes shaved off the first half. It's an 8-0 Dayton lead. Baseline left, it's Smith. Puts one on the deck, then kicks a corner right. Santos a 3-ball, sprays out. Hendricks tries to secure the ball. Smith races in and knocks it out of bounds. Baseline left, it is Cardinals basketball.
Yeah, good job of boxing out. Ben Hendricks that time had Zed Key on his rear, and luckily for the Cardinals, ball went out of bounds.
And Smith just race in and poke that one into Hendricks' hands. Ethan Britton Watts slowly walks across the timeline. Purple shoes today for Ethan Britton Watts. Give to Hendricks, top of the key. Man-to-man defense for Dayton. Hill has it straight away. Works against Bennett, lets loose a 3-pointer. Karam's out, rebound, pulled in by Cheeks. Here goes Dayton right to left. Hernandez kicks it around. Cheeks grabs it, throws it up, misses left. Key offensive board, put back, rolls off right. And it is a foul on Ball State. Well, 16-16 first half, 8-0 Dayton lead.
Sorry, Mick. Michael Lewis not happy at all with that shot selection last time by Fat Hill. Pulling up a 3 that early in the shot clock from the top of the key with no ball movement.
Hill's 0 for 5 on 3 attempts this year. As Key to the left free throw line, hits the first one. Zed Key, 14 of 16 from the free throw line, 88%. You mentioned Dayton's free throw woes this year. Zed Key has been the one saving grace at the free throw line. 88% for the big fella. Graduate student from Ohio State puts down both free throws. It's a 10-0 Dayton advantage, 16-16 first half.
Well, Zed Key goes out. In comes the freshman, 7'1", 250, Amel Latang.
It's a tall dude. 7'1". Freshman out of France. 5.6 rebounds for him this year. Pearson, right wing, steps into a three-point ball, misses short rebound. Hernandez goes up strong and draws a foul, bowls out. But Hernandez going to the free throw line right to try and spark Ball State's offense. Hernandez was one of the best free throw shooters in the entire country last year. Made the 13th most in a USI uniform.
Yeah, think about this. 8 games of 12 or more free throw attempts. Against Morehead State, he went 17 of 19. And he sees that first one go through exactly what a shooter needs early on to gain some confidence. And, you know, look, we talk about Jeremiah Hernandez wanting to get on track. He led the Cardinals in scoring in their 2 exhibition games. So it's not as if he hasn't shown it in a Ball State uniform.
Hernandez, sure at the free throw line, drains them both, 10-2. Ball State's on the board, 16 minutes to go first half. Top of the key with Santos, a handoff to Alexander. Back to Santos, right corner. Hill quickly picks him up, free throw line left. Santos curls by Hill, and it's a foul on Jamari Fat Hill. That's Ball State's 3rd team foul as we go to the under 16 media timeout. 15:47 to play. Ball State trails Dayton 10-2 here from UD Arena. First half today brought to you in part by GameBridge. Winning demands consistency. Find a better way to grow your money at GameBridge.io. That's GameBridge.io. First half continues when we return on the Cards GameBridge Radio Network from Learfield. Our Pride Bar Student Athlete of the Week brought to you in part by Pride Bar Construction. Excellence and the highest standards of quality are the main focus of Pride Bar. Supporters of Ball State and the Muncie community. Yeah, Justin Bowick is our Pride Bar Construction Student Athlete of the Week. Last week for Ball State football had 170 receiving yards and a touchdown. Yesterday he put up 100 more yards with 2 more touchdown receptions. Ultimately Ball State football fell, but Justin Bowick has been a superstar in his return after missing the first 6 games of injury for football. That is our Pride Bar Construction Student Athlete of the Week, Justin Bowick. Congratulations. 15:47 to go, first half. Dayton 10, Ball State 2. David Eha, Mick Tidrow with you. Emily Guffey's back in our network studios as Dayton has the basketball to our baseline left and an 8-point lead right out of the gates. They started the game on a 10-0 run, and it's a quick pass to Santos out of the timeout. Top of the key. Flings into the corner left. It's Alexander races baseline. Hendricks gets just enough of the shot to miss long, and a rebound for Jones. Here goes Hernandez, left to right, skip pass to Hill. It's intercepted. Here goes Dayton right to left. Bennett, casual left-hand dribble into the front court, posts up at the left wing, drives baseline left, kick out. Latang, the 7'1" freshman from France, misses a 3 deep left corner, and it's a rebound for Watts. Ball State left to right, down by 8. Approaching 15 minutes to go here in the first half. Hill now stands idle to midcourt D red logo. Receives a screen from Hendricks, runs downhill, puts it off to window, and it's pushed along. Jacob Connor, the defensive rebound. He just checked in for Dayton. 6'10" junior from Dayton, races toward the baseline left, and Ball State picks up a foul. It's Jerry Hernandez, third team foul.
Yeah, Mick, Cardinals now 0 of 6 from the field with 4 turnovers. A very sloppy start. Little reminiscent of Georgia State. Everything seems to be sped up. Not a lot of ball movement. Guys going one-on-one. Got to find a way to settle down, get some flow, run your offense.
UD Arena with 13,000 fans packed in here tonight. Falls silent as Connor nails the first of 2 free throws. Dayton 11, Ball State 2 with 14:59 first half. Juancy Gorosito checks in for the first time tonight for Ball State. You mentioned trying to find a flow in a situation like this with that many turnovers and 0 for 6 from the field. How do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, you just simply can't settle for early in the shot clock. You know, Coach Majerus used to do 5 passes unless you got a layup just to get some ball movement.
Connor misses the second free throw. Hill the defensive rebound for Ball State. The Cardinals push it left to right. Down 11-2 with 14:45 first half. Hendricks has it. Top of the key right. Handoff Gorosito. Puts his man in air, then gives to Hernandez. Baseline right drive. 7 to shoot. Quick throw to Hendricks, who rolls toward the cup. He misses left but draws a foul. What a dime from Hernandez, and Hendricks almost finished.
And what a difference. 7 on the shot clock. Cardinals work the ball. Not a lot of dribbling. You got cutters, some flow on offense. Good possession there for Ball State.
Hendricks shoots 2 free throws to our right. He has been perfect this year from the stripe, 4 for 4. Hendricks loops one in and swishes the first. 11-3, Ball State trails Dayton with 14:34 to go. And in addition, you don't let Dayton get out and run in transition and do whatever they want.
Absolutely.
Hendricks' second free throw is pure.
Tell you, Ben, 6 of 6 on the year. Sweet stroke for a big guy.
Yeah, that high arcing shot's working this year for Ben Hendricks. Here's Connor, left wing for Dayton. Dayton leads by 7 here on their home floor. 3rd straight home game for them to open up the season. Pass to Letang, the 7'1" freshman from France, guarded by the 6'10" Hendricks from Canada. Give out to Smith on the right wing. 9 seconds to go. Smith gives Letang, who drives and easily lays one up over Jones for 2. 13-4. Dayton leads with 14 to go first half. Here's Hernandez. Spins one for Hendricks, top of the key. Dancing around Letang. Hand off to Hernandez. Races downhill. Stops inside the free throw line. Misses the pull-up jumper. And it falls off the hands of Jones. Baseline right. It is Dayton basketball.
Well, offensively there, Jeremiah Hernandez has the matchup you want. He's guarded by the 6'10" Connor. Jeremiah can take him off the dribble. That time elevated. Pretty good look. Just didn't knock it in. Carr's now 0 of 7 from the field.
Even though he missed it, you'll take that shot, is what you're saying.
I will.
13-4, Dayton advantage. Under 14 to go in the first half from UD Arena in Dayton, Ohio. Here's Santos. He calls for a screener. Instead, Pearson jets the ball away. Santos picks it up. It's 5-on-4. Here goes Santos moving quickly. Hand off into the corner right to Letang. 7 to shoot for Dayton. Bosch Alexander, cross-court pass. Left corner, Smith for 3. It's good. He throws 3 fingers to his right ear, and Smith gives Dayton a 16-4 advantage with 13:20 first half. What was it, 7 years ago, that Ball State fell behind 14-0, and it was a 1-point loss by the end of it?
That's right. And look, Dayton was behind 27-14 against Northwestern.
Game of runs balances out a lot of times. We'll see how Ball State tries to force the issue here. Pearson gives it. Hernandez, 6 to shoot. Straight away, works against Smith. Spins off of him, throws one up, and Hernandez misses off the backboard. And a rebound for Letang. Here goes Dayton, off and running right to left with a 12-point lead. Santos throws it up, misses, and draws a foul. This one on Gorosito, and Ball State's committed 4 team fouls here in the first half.
There you see what makes Nate Santos a preseason All-Atlantic 10 player. He's 6'7", has the ability to take it the length of the floor. That time, Juancy Gorosito didn't pick him up till he got to the foul lane. That's too deep.
And Santos hits the first free throw, averaging 10.7 rebounds a game this year. Last year was his first year in a Dayton uniform. Started 33 games, 11.5 points, 6.5 boards a game. So basically on par with that so far through 2 games here this year.
His entire family has played for the Puerto Rican national team. His dad, Joe, mom, Lori, played at Wichita State, 2 sisters and a brother.
And Santos misses the second free throw. Ball State rebound with Hernandez. 17-4, Dayton advantage, 12.5 first half. Pearson left-handed pass to Hernandez, and back to Pearson. Gorosito finds Hernandez, baseline right drive, tiptoes, and there's a hip check from Connor. That is only the 3rd team foul on Dayton with 12.5 to play in the first half. 17-4 Flyers lead.
Well, there's a matchup you wanted to exploit, right? Going against the 6'10 Connor, just took him right to the baseline. Desperately need a hoop here, Mick.
Gorosito on the baseline right for Ball State. Set to throw it in. High arcing pass to Sparks, who catches on the left wing. All 4 of Ball State's points are at the free throw line here tonight. Down to Sparks. Baseline right. He's double teamed. Smith pops the ball free. Posh Alexander grabs it. One-handed pass to Connor, who has to beat Gorosito, and Gorosito just fouls him before he has a chance to go. Juancy Gorosito picks up his second personal foul, and it sends Dayton to the free throw line. And you mentioned it, he only a 64% free throw shooting team this year for the Flyers, and tonight they're 4 for 6.
Yeah, but again, Mick, turnover on the offensive end. That's now 5 for the Cardinals. You do it against a team like UD, they're just simply going to get runouts. That time, Gorosito had to foul.
And Connor puts one up and through on the first free throw. Hill and Britt Watts back in. Gorosito and Hernandez off the floor for Ball State. So we've seen Ball State dip into that bench a little bit today. 9 deep thus far. With Gorosito, Hernandez, and Hendricks all coming off the bench so far today. Joey Hart also in on the floor now for Ball State. Connor hits the second free throw. It's a 15-point Dayton lead with 12 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Hart, baseline right drive for Ball State. Tiptoes, and then Smith hits the ball out of bounds on the baseline right. That's the 12-minute media timeout. Ball State trails Dayton 19-4 with exactly 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Hey, check out Gill Brothers Furniture and Mattress to make your house a home. Proud sponsor of Ball State basketball. Gill Brothers makes great living affordable. 2 convenient locations in Muncie and Anderson. See us online at gillbros.com. Cardinals basketball when we return on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Are you tired of your friends looking so good without a filter? And are you tired of using a filter? Achieve your best self with subtle yet significant enhancements at Muncie's premier destination for skin rejuvenation. Schedule your free consultation with highly trained professionals and claim your $25 discount. Just ask for that Ball State discount. Learn more online at revitalize-med-spa.com. That's revitalize-med-spa.com. Dayton 19, Ball State 4, 12 minutes to go here in the first half. He's David Eha. I'm Nick Tidrow with Emily Guffey back in our network studios. All right, Ball State has not put in a field goal through the first 8 minutes of this game. How do they change that?
Yeah, you simply have to figure out a way to generate some offense. Run your sets. Don't settle for something early in the shot clock. Get good looks. You cannot turn it over, Mick. That's the main thing. But look, the other thing, you can't give 15 points back all in one possession. Just try to chip away, see if you can't win this 4-minute war.
Ball State has it in the corner near side right. Inbounds pass to Fat Hill. It caroms off the feet of Cheeks, and then Hill picks it up. Hill receives a screen from Sparks. It's a double team for Hill on the right wing. Hard has it, top of the key with 10 to shoot. Dayton plays man-to-man defense. Here's Sparks, curls off a screen, 5 seconds to shoot it. Down to Hill on the baseline right. 3, down to 2. Hill has to get rid of it, finds Hart, corner right side, and he's just late trying to shoot it. He made it, but a shot clock violation. That is Ball State's 6th turnover.
Yeah, Michael Lewis looks at Joey and points to his head. He's got to have recognition. I mean, that was if he would have shot it, he was open from 3. Instead, he decided to pump fake. Shot clock violation, another turnover.
Ball State's 0 for 8 from the field, 6 turnovers so far, while Dayton hasn't turned it over and shooting 55%. Smith throws a lob for Key, alley-oop, slam home with 2 hands, and Zed Key has 3 dunks already here in the first half, and Dayton's exploding to a 21-4 lead, 11:20 to go in the first half. All 4 of Ball State's field goal, all 4 of Ball State's points off free throws. Here's Sparks, drives on Key, and it's a foul on Key on the baseline right. That is his first personal, 4th team foul.
Tell you, Dayton has done a terrific job with the double teams on Sparks. Their rotations are fantastic. Card's not able to find the open guy with the double team.
Watts trying to throw it in the baseline right, eventually hits Fat Hill, who works against Cheeks. Hill drives, baseline, rejected. Cheeks also fouls him. Check that, they're calling Smith on the foul. He and Cheeks both hit Hill as he went up for the free throw, rather for the layup on the baseline right. So Hill's going to the free throw line. 2 shots for Fat Hill, where he's 10 of 17 this year at the stripe. (21-4), Dayton in front, 11:06 first half as Hill nails the first free throw. Well, Ball State's 5 of 5 from the free throw line.
I like it. Silver linings, Mick Tidrow.
That team broke the program record last year at 76.7% free throw percentage. This year, 64% through 2 games. And Hill misses the second free throw. Rebound goes to Cheeks. Here's Dayton right to left with the 21-5 lead, 11 minutes to go first half. Smith, preseason all-conference second team last year, has double digits in both games so far this year. It's a bounce pass to Key, and he dunks it again. Zed Key throwing his hands to the roof, and he is dominating so far. 23-5, Dayton advantage with 10:40 first half.
All in close, 10-0 advantage, points in the paint for the Flyers.
Watts gives it to Sparks, who wills his way toward the rim, and it's a foul on Dayton. Key and Smith were both right there, but they're calling this one on Hamad Musa, the freshman from Qatar. Second ever player from Qatar to play Division I basketball, and he commits the foul in his first minute of action. 10:30 to go first half, 23-5 Dayton lead. So Sparks shoots free throws to our right. This year he's 10 of 17 at the stripe. Sinks the first free throw.
All right, got to chip away. It's going to have to start with stops. See if you can't string together 2 or 3 stops in a row. Dayton's made their last 4 field goal attempts.
Sparks cashes in on the second free throw as well. Hernandez subs in for Joey Hart. Light full court pressure. Watts picks up Smith near the free throw line right. Then Santos just kind of walks right next to Watts to give Smith a little bit of an open lane. Give to Santos, top of the key. Here from UD Arena, packed house for this A-10 MAC matchup. Key from the left wing throws a quick pass to Cheeks. He misses the up and under. Hill secures the Ball State rebound. Here goes Hill, the JUCO transfer left to right for Ball State. 10 minutes to go first half, Cards down 16. Hill whips a pass intended for Pearson, taken away by Smith. Smith off toward Musa, and this one taps around off the hands of Hernandez of Ball State. Baseline left, it stays Dayton possession.
Yeah, that's just a situation there. Fat Hill tried to make the home run instead of just hitting singles, led to the 7th turnover. You know, you'd gotten a stop on the defensive end last time, so that was a crucial opportunity there to really chip away.
Inbounds pass, baseline left for Dayton. Quick throw up to Santos. And then now to Smith in the corner right side. Tiptoes the sidelines, find Musa, left corner three-pointer. Karam's out. And Pearson grabs home a rebound for Ball State, his first of the night. Pearson has it on the right wing for Ball State. To Watts. Corner right to Hernandez. Slips one for Hendricks. And then Santos backs it out of bounds on the baseline right, so it stays Ball State possession. 9:36 first quarter. Dayton leads 23-7. Like every time Ball State tries a bounce pass, Dayton is just jumping in front of a lane.
Yeah, you know, they're switching 1 through 5 out there. That's how athletic they are.
Inbounds pass, Hernandez races toward the cup, and it falls off short. Rebound to Letang for Dayton. Flyers move right to left. Santos fakes a left wing three, then kicks it back out to Posh Alexander. The redshirt senior from Brooklyn, New York, transfer from Butler. Played at St. John's as well for 3 seasons. Off Santos' hands, baseline left, and it is Ball State possession off Dayton's first turnover of the game.
All right, you've gotten stops now, 3 of the last 4 possessions. See if you can't just work your offense, get a couple buckets here, get this thing to 10.
Ball State still has not made a field goal 11 minutes into this game as Alexander throws an alley-oop, Cheeks high, rise, and flush. It's an alley-oop for Cheeks, the 6'3" guard got up there. And this crowd got excited. 25-7. Ball State trails Dayton with 8:56 first quarter. Here's Hill from the left wing. Behind the back dribble. One-on-one against Santos. Breaks the ankles of Santos. Just misses the finger roll, though. Hendricks the offensive rebound. Back to Hill left wing. Coach Lewis says move it. Finds Hernandez right wing. 3 rolls in, around, and out. Rebound Dayton. Here goes Bennett right to left. Good look from Hernandez. Just fell out of the cup. Bennett. Santos, right wing 3, high arcing shot, does the same thing to him, spins around and out. Rebound Hernandez. Can Ball State buy a bucket here? Down 25-7, 8:20 first half. Hendricks finds Hill, left wing 3, ball pops out. Hendricks taps the ball, rebound Cheeks. And Dayton has it from right to left.
Cards 0 of 12 from the field.
Cheeks has it popped out. Here goes Watts. It's one-on-one. Can Ball State get its first field goal tonight? Watts is blocked. And it counts anyway. It's a goaltending by Cheeks. And Ball State finally got that transition bucket as TJ Birch checking in for the first time tonight for Ball State. Excited to see what TJ Birch does here today against the Dayton Flyers team. Birch picks up Alexander, full court pressure. Birch knocks the ball out of bounds. Almost had a steal, and instead it stays Dayton basketball. Far side of the court at midcourt. Birch gets a couple of high fives as he walks off the floor. 10 seconds in, almost forces a turnover. Under 8 media timeout, 7:54 to go in the first half. Dayton now to a 25-9 advantage. Hey, when the game takes you on the road, we're there. Check into the Courtyard Muncie and Rise Convention Center. You'll find everything you need to transform your visit to a relaxing getaway. Book online today at Marriott.com. First half rolls on when we return on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. At Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, every dish is created to order using only the freshest, finest ingredients. Visit Mancino's in Muncie at 4116 West Bethel Avenue and stop by Mancino's Sweet Shop right next door. Dayton 25, Ball State 9 with 7 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first half. David Eha McTidrow with you. Emily Guffey's our network producer. All right, Ball State got its first bucket. What next?
Yeah, well, look, it could be a lot worse. Cardinals 1 of 13 shooting. Meanwhile, Dayton 9 of 17. Mick, there's an opportunity here with Zed Key and Malachi Smith on the bench for the Cardinals to make a mini run. Those two guys have 15 of the Flyers' 25 points. So while they're on the bench, let's see if Ball State can't put together something. It's going to be up to the freshman TJ Birch to run the offense right now for Ball State.
Birch is in with Hill, Hernandez, Hendricks, and Pearson. Dayton basketball far side at midcourt. Inbounds pass to Posh Alexander, who stands idle at the midcourt D-red logo here from Dayton, Ohio. Hand off to Letang. He gives to Cheeks at the top of the key. They play pitch and catch as Ball State works in a man-to-man defensive set. Cheeks has 7 to shoot. Back out top of the key to Alexander. Birch draped all over him. Alexander loses it. 3 to shoot. Bennett has it. Right wing spins out of trouble. Letang throws up a deep three-pointer straight away. Ricochets out. Hill tries to find the ball, and Pearson does for Ball State. Here go the Cardinals left to right, and then Posh Alexander tips it out of bounds into Ball State's bench. It stays Ball State possession, but Coach Lewis is saying grab the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that Posh Alexander, you can see why he led the Big East 4 years in steals. But, Mick, that was the best defensive possession all night for the Cardinals.
Starting to see the defensive effort turn up a little bit for Ball State here, down 25-9 with 7:10 to go first half. Here's Hill. Rolls right, goes back left, jump shot at the free throw line, swishes it down, and Ball State has its second field goal after starting the game 0 for 12. They're 2 for their last 2.
Well, you know what else helps your defense? Making shots. Gives you a little mojo.
What's the best defense? A good offense, or is that the other way around? Tonight it could be either way.
Right.
Dayton basketball leading Ball State 25-11, 6:45 to go first half. Here's Cheeks on the right wing, bounces the ball in front of Hernandez, steps into a 20-foot jumper and rattles it down. What athleticism from Cheeks. Team's leading scorer with 14.5 a game, and so far tonight, Cheeks has 6. TJ Birch races toward the cup, misses. Hendricks tries a dunk off the miss, and it's a goaltend. Hendricks is charged with the goaltend as that ball was still above the cylinder.
Yeah, that's the right call. Credit TJ Birch. He didn't make the layup. That was a nice aggressive move. Got all the way to the rim. Would love to see him finish that. Hendricks, good hustle play. Just got there too early.
And Bennett now works against TJ Birch. Letang top of the key. Give to Alexander. I love this matchup between Letang and Hendricks. All the height in the world as Bennett misses the runner over Hendricks. Hendricks grabs the ball. He's hit in the face. Ball falls out of his hands, and there's no whistle. Dayton possession with Alexander. And now whistle blows. A ref near us, just to our right, calls a stoppage of play.
Checking in for the Flyers, Nate Santos and Zed Key for Enoch Cheeks.
So there's a substitution for Dayton. Did you see what the whistle was? The official to our right called time, but none of the officials made a motion for what the call was.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to come over and see if Ben Hendricks got hit in the face, but never went to the monitor, so just kind of a inadvertent whistle.
And Hendricks is fine, so he stays in. Ball State down 27-11, 6 to go first half. We play on here from UD Arena. It's Bennett from the right wing, works against Birch. Give to Key. Handoff back to Bennett. Races toward the cup and then kicks it out. Santos, right corner. 3 seconds to shoot. Dump off Key. Misses short. Grabs his miss. Throws it back up. There's a whistle. Fouls on Ball State. It's on Jerry Hernandez. 6th team foul. And for Hernandez here today, that is his second personal.
Cards have to figure out the pick and roll defense. Key is getting all of his baskets after setting the screen and rolling. The drop coverage isn't working right now. Key has been the man.
And Key sinks the first free throw. Hernandez out, Hart back in for Ball State. Well, you mentioned it earlier, Key, the transfer from Ohio State. 4 years, graduated there. Team captain, 121 career appearances, had 900 points there. He was also a high school All-American, so highly sought after coming out of high school. And you can see why Dayton took a chance on him coming back from that shoulder problem. He didn't have his best season last year with Ohio State, but the size, the athleticism, and the ability to sniff out rebounds is a big reason why he's on this roster.
And the experience, Mick. This is his 123rd college game.
He hits both free throws, 29-11 lead. Here goes Fat Hill, races toward the rim and rocks one home for a dunk. Ball State needed that jolt of energy, and it's 29-13 now with 5.5 to go first half.
Goal is to cut this thing to 10 by half.
That seems manageable, Lee. That's only 6 points with 5:21 to go in the first half. That's very manageable.
Yeah, and they're going to get the foul on Fat Hill. That's his second personal. Gorosito also with 2. Dayton in the bonus.
And Hernandez has 2 fouls as well, so Ball State may have to play this one a little close. So Smith to the free throw line left. Dayton a 16-point lead, and at the free throw line today, 8 for 10, and Smith hits the first one.
Smith, 70% free throw shooter last year, just 5 of 12 before this game here early on.
UD Arena falls silent, and Smith hits both free throws.
Timeout, Flyers.
Dayton calls a timeout with 5:21 to go in the first half. 31-13, the Flyers in front. It'll be Ball State basketball after the timeout. Fans, be sure to check out West Fork Whiskey, newly partnered with Ball State Athletics. Visit them in person in Westfield, Indiana, or online at westforkwhiskey.com. 31-13, 5:21 to go in the first half. They did some renovations here at UD Arena in 2019. Last time Ball State was here, the seats were all a little bit different colors. They've now redone all the seats. They're all blue. So there's that feel. They're feeling a little bit more enclosed when all the seats are the same color.
I mean, it's really amazing, Nick, when you think about it. This place was built and opened in 1969. You would never, ever tell it by walking into this building. Big stretch right here for the Cardinals. Michael Lewis drew up a set play. Let's see if the Cards can execute.
Ball State breaks the full court pressure. TJ Birch races ahead behind the back, dribble, throws one up off the window, misses right, but he draws a foul. That is the 6th team foul on Dayton. Make that the 7th team foul. So both teams the bonus the rest of the first half. Love TJ Birch's athleticism to just create something.
I tell you, reminiscent of John Wall there. I mean, extremely quick with the basketball. Single-handedly beat the press on the dribble. Now getting to the charity stripe.
And Birch's free throw is dropping home for his first point of the night.
Well, if there's one thing the Cardinals have done tonight, it's make their free throws. Ball State now 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. Tell you what, really good minutes off the bench for the freshman TJ Birch.
Jack checks in for Dayton, gets a standing ovation his first minutes of the season as Birch nails the second free throw. Watts comes in, as does Jones. Out comes Fat Hill with Mickey Pearson. Now here's what's interesting. You keep Watts on the floor with Birch, with Hendricks, Jones, and Hart. 31-15. Ball State down 16 with 5:10 and ticking here in the first half. 9 of Ball State's 15 points from the free throw line. Hart now steps in front of a pass intended for Jack. Jack falls to the floor. 4 Ball State defenders there to force a jump ball. Stays Dayton possession, but you got to love the pursuit there for Ball State.
Absolutely. Everybody diving on the floor there. That ball is loose. They work on it all the time in practice. Good hustle all the way around. And you mentioned the name Isaac Jack, the transfer from Buffalo. His first action coming off an injury.
So Dayton basketball, baseline left in front of the student section crowd that is completely filled here tonight. Santos loops one back to the top of the key with Bennett. Bennett has 7 to shoot. Corner left side. Smith grabs it, runs against Hendricks off the window, and it drops in. 33-15. Lead is 18 for Dayton with 4:45 and winding first half. TJ Birch points with the right index finger, tells Mason Jones to go to the free throw line right, which he does. Hand off to Hendricks. Give to Jones now. Ball just moving around. Watts drives, baseline right, one-on-one with Bennett. Spin, turn around, Jay, swish home. Ethan Britton Watts on the board 33-17, Ball State trails Dayton.
Good offense, good job playing off 2 feet by Britton Watts.
4:10, another 4:15 first half. And Dayton has the ball hit out of the hands of Bennett by Watts. On the far side, it stays Dayton possession.
Checking in for the Flyers, Posh Alexander and Enoch Cheeks for Jacob Connor and Javon Bennett.
Cheeks and Alexander back in for Dayton. Alexander, no points today, but 2 assists. Cheeks has 6 points and 6 rebounds in 10 minutes of work. Dayton basketball. 33-17 lead for the Flyers. Here goes Smith, baseline left, finds Jack, who lays one up and in.
Again, Mick, the pick and roll with the bigs. Big sets the pick, roll, gets the ball back, another basket.
35-17, Dayton in front, 3:54 to go. Runner missed from Ball State, rebound pulled in by Dayton. Here goes Smith, facilitating the offense, gets by Birch, throw to Alexander, into the corner left, Cheeks wide open 3, decides not to take it as Jones closes out fast. Cheeks races toward the rim and throws up a quick teardrop shot that trickles home. Jones did everything right there. That was just an excellent offensive move from Cheeks. 37-17, 3.5 to go. First half, Dayton leads Ball State basketball. It's Watts from the left wing. Hendricks sets the screen and now gives off to Birch in the corner left. Birch is doubled up. Birch slides through it, throws one up, drops off right, rebound to Hart. Hart has it taken by Alexander, then Hendricks hits the deck at midcourt for Ball State. Ball squirts around, Hendricks finds it, throws it for Birch, but it's taken away by Cheeks, and Cheeks just throws it to Jack, and somehow Dayton has the basketball. 3 minutes first half, 20-point Dayton lead as Alexander steps into one, and it's a travel. All right, catch your breath. 37-17, Ball State trails Dayton with 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go. In the first half, it's the under 4-minute timeout. Hey, Cards fans, check out University Village and level up your living. They have you covered with spacious 2, 3, and 4 bedroom furnished or unfurnished floor plans available for fall 2025, just 1 mile from Ball State. If you're bringing your crew or looking for a new roommate, check out UV and see why it's Muncie's top valued best off-campus housing. Text CHIRP to 51378. That's 51378 for your spot for fall 2025 today. Go Cards from UV. 37-17, Cards behind Dayton. 2:54 first half on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Hey fans, be sure to check out A1 Graphics, a valued printing partner of Ball State Athletics. Visit a-1graphics.com. That's a-1graphics.com. Dayton 37, Ball State 17, 2:54 to go first half. David Eha, Mick Tudor with you. Emily Guffey back in our network studios. All right, E, down 20. You said Ball State needs to cut this to a 10-point game before halftime. They have some work to do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, with only 2:54 to go, I mean, that's talking about a 10-0 run at some point. So right now, just start to build some flow offensively and settle in. You know, you hear Michael Lewis talk about it all the time. When things get difficult, guys have a tendency to get sped up and try to do too much. Don't stick with the plan. But Mick, look, it's really hard when you're 4 of 19 with 10 turnovers against a team like Dayton in a building like this. It just is tough. So right now you got to battle back, see if you can win this last 2:54 going into halftime. to give you some sense of momentum.
Dayton 37, Ball State 17, 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go first half. Ball State has possession working left to right as Dayton set to go with full court pressure. 9 of Ball State's 17 points here in the first half have come from the free throw line. Can they open up the offense right before halftime? Juancy Gorosito, who had 2 fouls here in the first half, checks back in for Ball State, has the basketball, stands idle from the right wing. It's Pearson left wing, skies for a 3, this one rattles down. You mentioned 10-0 run, can they start one? Well, 3 points there from Pearson.
And credit Michael Lewis, that was a set play, really good execution out of the timeout.
37-20, Dayton lead with 2.5 minutes to go before half. It's Smith who throws it for Cheeks, baseline left. He's knocked around by 2 Ball State defenders. Gorosito and Pearson were right there on top of Cheeks, and this one whistled on Pearson. It's now 1-1 for Dayton as Ball State commits its 8th team foul. So here goes Cheeks to the free throw line left, where he's 4 of 5 on the season. Dayton tonight, 10 of 12 at the line.
Excuse me, Mick. Cheeks 73% on his career.
And Cheeks sinks home the first free throw. 38-20, Ball State down here to Dayton, 2:23 first half. It's amazing how 13,000 fans in this building can be so quiet when a guy's at the free throw line, and Cheeks makes them happy with the made second free throw. Ball State possession left to right. Here from Dayton, Ohio. Ethan Britton Watts at the top of the key for Ball State. Sidesteps, rolls into the baseline, rather the wing left, down to Sparks. Sparks, baseline right. Kick out to Hill. Ball State has 10 to shoot. Hill from the free throw line right. Backs down Cheeks, rolls into a double team, misses long, but Hill draws a foul.
Boy, Fat Hill really got bailed out there. Isaac Jack fouled Fat Hill when he was kind of doing a whirling dervish move. And Cardinals 9 of 10 from the charity stripe, so they've done a good job there.
Hill has 5 points tonight, 1 of 2 from the stripe, rattles home the first free throw. Almost half of Ball State's points at the stripe, 10 of the 21.
And look, Zed Key out with those 2 fouls. He's got 12 points in 8 minutes with this lead. No need to bring him back, says Anthony Grant.
Second free throw pops off from Hill, rebound to Dayton. Here's Santos, top of the key, handed off to Smith. Dayton looking for a 20-point lead here before halftime with $1:45 to go. Smith has the top of the key for Dayton. Shimmy shakes against Fat Hill. Cross-court pass to Alexander in front of Ball State's bench. Left corner. Alexander, 3-point ball against Watts. Misses around it out. Hill the defensive rebound. Here goes the athletic Fat Hill. Stops the free throw line. Kicks it back out. Corner left to Pearson. 3-point ball. Rolls out. Rebound Cheeks. And here goes Dayton right to left in transition. Dayton shooting at 54% here tonight. Cheeks grabs it before it rolls into the backcourt. And only 3 Dayton turnovers. They've only put up 39 points, but they've been pretty efficient because they're not afraid to slow the ball down if they don't have some in transition. Here's Alexander, corner left to Cheeks, 3-point ball, rattles out, rebound for Gorosito, tipped off his hands. Smith grabs it, dumps it to Cheeks underneath the basket left and puts it home. 41-21, Dayton leads with 48 seconds to go in the first half. Pearson from the free throw line, kicks it back out to Hill, step back inside the 3-point line. He airballs it short, but there's a foul. This one's called on Smith. Looks like Smith coming up a little favoring his right leg. It looked like he almost tied up with Hill's feet too on that shot.
Yeah, Malachi Smith, Cardinal sin, no pun intended, fouling a jump shooter.
You've said that before, E. I know you have.
Maybe once or twice in 22 years.
Yeah.
Hill makes a free throw.
Look, if it's intended, that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm all about it.
I know you are, partner.
Always got your back.
Juancy Gorosito, a little earful from Michael Lewis there.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like that last 50-50 ball. Gorosito slow to respond, and Michael Lewis let him know about it.
He wants players diving on the floor. Hill's second free throw to our right, sinks it home. 41-23. Dayton leads Ball State with 40 seconds remaining in the first half. It's Alexander who dribbles into the front court. 10 seconds separate shot and game clock. As now Cheeks has it near midcourt. Santos loses control. TJ Birch grabs it right in front of us. Loses control because he threw it behind his back to try and save it. Right wing three for Bennett. Karam's out. Pearson the defensive rebound. And Coach Lewis says, whoa, slow it down. Down 41-23. 16 seconds to go before halftime. And now one shot to go before the break. And before that, Coach Lewis burns that use it or lose it timeout with 11.8 seconds, down 18.
I tell you, if you're a Cardinal and you grab a rebound, you really got to be careful and hold it with two hands. Those guards are trying to dig it away. Man, they've got some athletic perimeter players.
Yeah, they really do. They've been all over the place today. Hey, 4-Day Ray Brewing's now open in Yorktown, Indiana. Our family-friendly restaurant, sure to provide you an exceptional experience for dine-in or carry-out. Check out the menu at 4dayray.com. That's 4-Day Ray Brewing, brewed for community. Have you been to 4-Day Ray yet in Yorktown?
I have not.
Well, the salmon, excellent.
Oh, nice. Well, we're going to have to do that after one of these Saturday home games.
I agree.
All right, partner, 11.8. Michael Lewis drawing up a play. You absolutely have to make sure Dayton doesn't get an opportunity to take another shot. At worst, you go in down 18. If you can hit a three, all of a sudden you've chipped away. It's a 15-point lead, but whatever you do, don't allow the Flyers one more possession here.
It's Pearson, Watts, Hill, Hendricks, and Birch. He was tucked all the way in the corner. Couldn't see him there for Ball State on the floor. Hill works one-on-one against Bennett, receives a screen by Hendricks. Hill races downhill, throws one down with a one-handed slam over Jack. Oh, you just got posterized. That's a way to draw up a play right before halftime, and all Jack could do was also foul him. Oh, Fat Hill.
Isaiah Jack, welcome
man.
to the Fat Hill Posterization Club. You are member number one, my friend.
Whew, and that's a number you don't want to be.
Wow.
Man. Hill puts the free throw through and a three-point play with 4.5 seconds to go. Hill comes off the floor. Much-deserved break there. 4.5 seconds to go. Full court pass. Watts takes it away. Here's 3 seconds to go. Watts, right wing three before the horn. Misses it short. But Coach Lewis with the clap of the hands and sends us to halftime. 41-26 after the first 20 minutes of basketball. I can't get over that dunk from Fat Hill as he almost ended Jack's night. Whew. All right. 15-point game. Wasn't quite the 10-point deficit that you had talked about, but we'll break that down coming up here on the Ball State Halftime Show, brought to you in part by Revitalized Med Spa. That's next on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Look, I'm revitalized after that introduction for the halftime show, but I'm also revitalized by what's happening on the floor. It's the Frisbee Dogs here in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, you gotta love the Frisbee Dogs. Look at that. That's a good boy.
It is a good boy. Look at that. Between the legs, up and under, catching the Frisbees.
Dogs got hops like Fat Hill.
That's incredible. Well, yeah, jump over the person there. That would qualify. It looks like we have a second one, too, an Australian Shepherd that's waiting on the baseline, barking.
Jumping at the bit. Put me in, Coach.
Put me in, indeed. Dayton 41, Ball State 26 here at the Revitalized Med Spa halftime show as we're enamored here with the Frisbee Dogs. If you're tired of your friends looking so good without a filter and you don't want to use a filter anymore, check out Revitalized Med Spa. Check out revitalized-med-spa.com. That's revitalized-med-spa.com. This is Revitalized Med Spa halftime show. Ball State trails at 41-26. Let's go through those first half stats presented by MITS. Muncie, Indiana Transit System, no car, no problem. MITS is reliable, safe, and free for students and veterans. Download the MITS bus app and ride with MITS today. What do those stats look like?
All right, Mick, not pretty offensively for the Cards. 6 of 23, 26%, just 1 of 7, 14% from deep. Very efficient, however, at the charity stripe. Cards 13 of 15, 86%. Meanwhile, the Flyers 14 of 28, 50%. Could have been a lot worse had they made some threes. Dayton just 1 of 10 from deep. Meanwhile, the Flyers 12 of 14 from the foul line. Turnovers, big story in this game. Cardinals had 10 turnovers, leading to 10 Dayton points. Meanwhile, the Flyers only turned it over 5 times. Cardinals, as you would imagine, with very little offense, 2 assists. Meanwhile, Dayton had 10 assists, 7 steals for the Flyers. Points in the paint, Dayton with a 22-6 edge. Fast break points, Flyers 8-4, and their bench outscored the Cardinals 7-6. Individually for the Cardinals, they were led by Fat Hill, 11 points, 3 of 7 shooting, 5 of 7 from the line. After that, 4 for Ethan Britton Watts, 3 for Mickey Pearson, and then just 2 apiece for Peyton Sparks, Jeremiah Hernandez, Ben Hendricks, and the freshman TJ Burch. Meanwhile, for the Flyers, 2 guys with 12. Enoch Cheeks, 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Zed Key, he got his 12 points in just 7 minutes of action before being saddled with 2 fouls. After that, Malachi Smith, 9, 3 for Jacob Connor, 2 apiece for Posh Alexander, Isaac Jack, and Nate Santos with 1. Cards trail at the half, 41-26.
How many points did the Dogs have, E? Did you get the numbers on those?
I would say the first one a triple-double, and this one right here, not only is it athletic, just a beautiful Australian Shepherd. Post that on social, Mick.
You better believe
Got
it.
some talent, buddy.
There's a lot of talent here with these dogs on the Frisbee Dogs. 1 throw down to the baseline left. Beautiful. Anyway, 41-26, Dayton leads. Another stat to throw at you, E, here as we look at stats. Allie Becky is on quadruple double watch list right now. Through 3 quarters of women's basketball, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 7 steals.
Incredible.
What
tell you,
a day for Allie Becky.
She is so fun to watch. I mean, she really is. What a competitor. Talk about getting it done in all areas, making your teammates better. Nobody personifies that more than Allie Becky.
Allie Becky, quadruple double watch against Memphis. Here in Dayton, Ball State trailing 41-26 on the Revitalized Spa halftime show. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Revitalized Med Spa halftime show, 41-26. Dayton leads Ball State here from Dayton, Ohio. We'll continue the halftime show on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Welcome back inside the revitalized Med Spa halftime show. Ball State trails Dayton 41-26. But if the Cards win, you win 50% off regular price, any size pizza, any toppings at Papa John's. Offer valid until end of business on the day of a win. Mary, Muncie, Anderson locations only. Let's take a look at that that through three-quarter score for Ball State women's basketball. 79-45 lead against Memphis, who's a really, really good team at 2-1 this year. We mentioned Allie Becky's numbers a few minutes ago. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists for her on top of 7 steals.
Incredible.
Quadruple double. Watch. Stuck has 20 points. Austin has 11. You think that team is excited to get out there and play every game? This Ball State women's basketball team is on a tear to start the season.
Yeah, just keep rolling. And you hope with a lead that big, Brady, will he leave Allie out there to try to get those numbers?
Right. At least the triple dub, right? One rebound, one dime.
There you go.
Other MAC teams in action on the men's basketball side. Toledo 49, Wright State 45. Central Michigan leads George Mason 43-38 in the Marquette Challenge. Number 5 Auburn 10, Kent State 0. 4 minutes into that one as well. MAC games tomorrow. IU Indy hosts Eastern Michigan, and then Bryant's at Buffalo on Friday, November 15th. SIUE takes on Western Michigan. Ohio is at Memphis. And then Saturday, Ball State's back at home against Indiana State. Eastern Michigan at Cleveland State. Toledo tussles with Detroit Mercy, who Ball State sees later this season. Michigan State hosts Bowling Green, and Northern Illinois is at Bradley. We'll continue the Med Spa, revitalized Med Spa halftime show when we come back on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Wrapping up the revitalized Med Spa halftime show, Dayton 41, Ball State 26. That does it for our halftime coverage. We'll come back, set the adjustments, get you ready for the second half for the Cardinals Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Start of the second half, Ball State trailing 41-26. E, adjustments here.
Well, offensively, you got to take better care of the basketball, value each possession. You've got to watch out on entry into Peyton Sparks. The double teams coming. Dayton's rotations are very good. They forced 3 turnovers from Peyton. Defensively, you got to handle the pick and roll better with the bigs rolling to the basket. Way too easy for Zed Key in that first half.
Start of the second half brought to you in part by Gamebridge. Ball State trails Dayton 41-26. It's Ball State basketball working it from right to left here from Dayton, Ohio. Ethan Britton Watts has it on the baseline left. Drives against Bennett and then rolls back out top of the key to Fat Hill. Right wing, Mickey Pearson has 8 to shoot. High steps in the lane, puts it off the window, and it scrolls home. Mickey Pearson Jr. gets Ball State on the board early here in the second half. 5 points for Mickey. And it's 41-28. The lead cut to 13 with 30 seconds into the second half. Santos looks cross court, pass left corner. It's Cheeks. And there's a whistle. It's going Ball State way.
Boy, and they're going to get that on Zed Key. That's his 3rd foul. Good job, Mickey Pearson, battling underneath against Zed Key.
This could be a massive 4-minute stretch here for Ball State. Inbounds pass, here goes Hill, throws to Jones, baseline left, gets one airborne, throws a corner right side, and it just hits the out-of-bounds line before it touches Pearson's hands. It's a Ball State turnover.
Boy, Mick, he makes that pass. Mickey drains a 3. All of a sudden, it is a 10-point lead. That was a huge opportunity there. You let slip away. Now you got to string some stops together.
It's Smith, top of the key for Dayton. Rolls off a screen, kicks it right corner. Cheeks is wide open and buries a 3. And there's the 6-0 transfer of power there. Back to a 16-point game, 44-28, 18:45 second half. Watts to Sparks, top of the key, looks for an open guy, finds Jones, left wing, drives against Smith. Picks up his dribble, off to Sparks, inside the free throw line, spins on Key, rolls toward the rim, misses short, rebound Key, and Dayton has it left to right. Sparks held in check today, just 2 points in 10 total minutes. Smith, top of the key, finds Bennett, right wing, deep three-pointer, rolls around and out. Ball finds the floor sideline out of bounds, and it is Ball State basketball down 44-28 with 18:15 in the game.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dayton just 2 of 12 from three-point land, so Cardinals thankful not making any perimeter shots. This could be a lot worse.
Yeah, let them take those threes. Full court pressure now from Dayton. Ball State able to break through with Jeremiah Hernandez, who just checked in for the first time here in the second half. Hernandez for Watts. Pearson now sets a screen for Watts. Dayton goes man-to-man defense as Pearson throws it. Corner right side to Hernandez. Steps back, leaves it for Watts. Straight away Trey, swish it home. Watts ignites Ball State's offense, and it's 44-31, 2 minutes into the second half.
And Mick, do you see the patience coming out of the second half on offense?
Much different than the beginning of this game where Ball State didn't have a field goal in the first 12 minutes tonight. It's Smith who runs baseline right off of Watts, puts it up and in. That was all Smith's strength to get to the rim and finish it home. 15-point Dayton lead, 2.5 minutes in, second half. Here's Hill, stands near the D logo at midcourt, and there's a foul. Mickey Pearson was trying to set a screen for Hill, and Santos just hit him. First personal, first team here in the second half.
Well, one thing you notice here in the second half, Michael Lewis calling a lot of set plays, right? That's one way to get you to run the offense.
And another foul on Santos. He pushes Pearson again, trying to screen for Watts. So 2 fouls in about 4 seconds. And Santos is trying to understand what's going on. Look, it's the same play.
How about Mickey? He's drawn 3 fouls here in the first 2 minutes.
Inbounds for Hill, right in front of us, media row, left side of the court. 46-31, Ball State trails Dayton. Watts finds Sparks, who draws a foul. Is this on Santos again? It is. It's 3 fouls in 10 seconds.
Oh, I think they're going to get Zed Key. You're
They'll
right.
They
were both there.
Okay,
Santos,
yeah, they were both right there.
Santos was kind of looking at the official like, come on, man.
He's like, again, what? So they do call it on Key.
Boy, that's just flat out muscle underneath that time by Peyton Sparks.
So Key has 3 personal fouls. Sparks to the free throw line left and hits the first of 2. 46-32, Dayton leads with 17-16 second half. Ball State has been fighting here to open up half number 2. They ended the first half on a little jolt as well after a Fat Hill dunk. And Peyton Sparks hits the second free throw. He's 4 of 4 at the line today, all 4 of his points there.
And how about the Cardinals, Mick? 15 of 17 from the line.
Dayton has the basketball left to right, leading by 13 as we approach 17 to go here from UD Arena. It's Bennett from the left wing for Dayton. Bennett in between the leg dribble. Pearson picks him up, pass out to Cheeks. Ball State man-to-man defense. Here's Bennett curling toward the baseline right. Pearson's right behind him, and Bennett flicks it up and it falls in. That was an off-balance shot from Bennett. He got it to go. So Ball State down 48-33. They're basically going back and forth. Both teams have scored 7 points here in the second half. Here's Hill, receives a screen from Sparks. Back up, free throw line extended. Sets his feet, lets one loose, misses left, and a rebound for Cheeks. Here's Dayton left to right. A throw to Santos on the left wing. Bennett to corner, left side. Three-point ball rolls around and out. Pearson secures his 4th rebound of the night. Ball State down 15. Pearson with it left wing, drives against Smith, loses control, and Santos has it. It's 3-on-3. Dayton has it left to right. Santos drives. Watts called for the foul.
Not a bad foul there by Ethan Britton Watts. Santos had a clear lane to the basket. Boy, Mick, Cardinals just can't get over the hump. Another turnover at this end. Mickey Pearson trying to go against the smaller Smith. Just lost the handle.
Remember, they find a little bit of juice. Dayton's there to turn one over or hit a bucket. Inbounds pass for Dayton. Straight away, Bennett. 48-33, Dayton leads. 16:07 to go in the game. Cheeks let right wing 3. Spins around and out. Hendricks, who just checked in for Ball State with a rebound. Here goes Ball State right to left. Fat Hill, team leading 11 points. Baseline right, baseline left drive, and he draws a foul. Ball State will take it, down 48-33 with 15:52 to go in the game. Fat Hill's going to the free throw line for more shots. Pride Mark Student Athlete Week is Justin Bowick, brought to you in part by Pride Mark Construction. Excellence to the highest standard of quality are the focus of Pride Mark. Supporters of Ball State and the Muncie community. Justin Bowick has almost 300 receiving yards in the last 2 games for Ball State football in the last 2 games. 3 touchdowns for Justin Bowick, our Pride Mark Construction Student Athlete of the Week. Cardinals down 48-33, just under 16 to go in the game on the Cardinals Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Hey, if you're tired of your friends looking so good without a filter and you're tired of using a filter, make sure you can achieve your best self with subtle yet significant enhancements at Muncie's premier destination for skin rejuvenation. Ask for the Ball State discount, a $25 off at revitalize-med-spa.com. That's revitalize-med-spa.com. Dayton 48, Ball State 33 with 15:52 to go here in the second half. He's David Eha, the former Ball State point guard. I'm Mick Tidrow. Emily Guffey's back in our network studios as we're live from Dayton, Ohio at UD Arena.
Well, Mick, Cardinals played the Flyers dead even, 7 apiece to start the first half. Fat Hill with a chance to cut this thing to 13. Twice the Cardinals had the ball with an opportunity to cut it to 11 and 10. We're not able to get over the hump. Let's see if they can do it here in these next couple possessions.
It starts at the free throw line with Fat Hill to our left. 2 shots and he sinks the first one. Hill has 12 points, 3 of 8 today for the field, and 6 of 8 from the free throw line. He had 17 points in each of his first 2 games at the Division I level.
Yeah, I tell you, he's really off to a hot start. You can see in the second half, Michael Lewis calling a lot of set plays, high pick and rolls for Hill as he makes that second free throw.
Ball State has 17 points from the free throw line of their 35 tonight. 48-35 lead for Dayton, just under 16 to go in the game. It's Cheeks with the basketball for Dayton right wing, spins it for Bennett, who races toward the rim, then gives it to Santos, who's rejected by Hendricks, and Ball State has the rebound right to left. A 3 makes this a 10-point game. Hernandez, right wing, drives baseline left, kicks it out to Pearson at the free throw line. He jumps inside, spin around Jay, leaves it short, and a rebound for Smith. Here goes Dayton left to right. A fast, shifty Smith leaves it for the 7'1" Frenchman Letang, who misses badly wide open off the backboard, and it's a rebound for Hernandez. Ball State down 13, 15-10 to go, second half. Here's Hernandez. The first team All-OVC transfer from Southern Indiana. Still waiting for him to have a big game in his 3rd game as a Cardinal. Here's Hill, right baseline. Kick back out, free throw line shot for Hill. Bounces around it out. Watts the offensive rebound. Hernandez has a left wing 3, splashes home. And Ball State's bench explodes. It's a 10-point game here in Dayton.
All triggered by Ben Hendricks. The tap out to Ethan Britton Watts. Great dime, and how about that, Jeremiah Hernandez drilling the 3.
His first 3 in a Ball State uniform comes in the 3rd game of the season as the Ball State contingent to our left behind the Ball State bench erupts. It's a 10-point game. Smith drives baseline right, forces up a shot, misses it left, rebound for Hill, and Ball State can cut this to a single-digit game. Here's Hill, right wing, drives on Letang, finger roll, silky smooth for Fat Hill, drops in. 48-40 with 14-10 to go in the game. And head coach Anthony Grant calls a timeout for Dayton, and Ball State's bench is elated. What a run for Ball State. They've scored the last 7 points in $142.
How about that fight from the Cardinals? And let me tell you, Fat Hill is a dog. D-A-W-G, putting his head down, getting all the way to the rack, giving 15 points. And what a start to the second half by the Cardinals. A 7-0 run over the last minute 42.
Hill has 15 points on 4 of 10 from the field, 7 of 9 from the free throw line in 22 minutes of action. He has been a star after transferring from South Plains Junior College. We'll have more second half action when we come back. Ball State has trimmed what was once a 20-point lead down to 8, 48-40. With 14-10 to go here from Dayton, Ohio, as Ball State looks for its first road win of the season on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. There the game takes you on the road. We're there. Check into the Courtyard Muncie at Horizon Convention Center. You'll find everything you need to transform your visit into a relaxing getaway. Book online today at Marriott.com. Ball State on a 7-0 run over the last minute and 42 seconds to cut the lead for Dayton to 48-40. 14-10 to go after the timeout from Dayton E. What's changed in the last minute and a half?
Well, Cardinals making shots, and that picks up your defense. And no surprise here, Anthony Grant brings Zed Key back in. Their offense not the same with him on the bench.
Key scored 6 of the first 8 points, so now Key turns it over on the baseline right. Here goes Hernandez for Ball State. A bucket here makes it a 2-possession game for the Cardinals. Once down 20, Hernandez shimmy shakes, draws 2 defenders, hands it off to Hendricks on the left wing. Hendricks backs down Key. Here comes the double team. Watts, right wing three-pointer, misses badly long, and Key secures the defensive rebound for Dayton. The Flyers move left to right, leading 48-40, 13:35 to go in the game. Here from a sold-out UD Arena, 13,000 anxious fans after what felt like for them walking through this game on a 20-point lead earlier today. Santos throws it for Key. It hits the backboard. Rebound for Hill. Hill grabs it. Ball State has 2-on-2. Hill splits 2 defenders. Finger roll. Jumps off right. And a rebound for Santos. Here goes Dayton trying to slow things down, and now Santos turns on the Jets, rolls baseline right, draws a foul on a miss short. That's Ball State's second team foul here the second half, and this one charged on Hendricks.
Well, Mick, you can see the whole energy level for Ball State has changed on the defensive end. Making some baskets, it really does give you some mojo on the defensive end, and you can see that right now. And Ben Hendricks going to get a well-needed rest. Can't discount that play he made, tipping out the offensive rebound that led to the Hernandez three.
And Hendricks, 5 rebounds today in 14 minutes. He comes off a career-best 7 boards last game. And Santos hits the first of 2 free throws to make it a 49-40 Dayton advantage, 13:08 to go. Coach Lewis said earlier this season that he is playing, Hendricks is, his best basketball of his career. He's really starting to find his way and settle in.
Yeah, he really is, playing with a lot of confidence out there. 3 of his 5 boards are on the offensive end. Now you got to handle the press.
Santos hits the second free throw, back to a 10-point lead for Dayton. Juancy Gorosito dribbles into the front court with an aggressive right-handed dribble and now stands idle at the midcourt D red logo. Pass into Hernandez, 10-foot turnaround J. He connects and draws a foul. Hernandez makes it an 8-point game, and Hernandez also writhing in pain, favoring his left leg. Coach Lewis puts his arms behind his legs and asks Hernandez if he's okay. And Hernandez walking all the way back into the backcourt before this free throw attempt. But he has flipped a switch, Hernandez has in the second half.
Yeah, and that's a huge play there. That was Zed Key's 4th foul, Mick. Dayton went to a 2-3 zone, tried to mix it up on the cards. The last thing Anthony Grant wanted, especially going to a zone, was his best guy to pick up his 4th foul, so that bodes extremely well for the Cards right now.
Hernandez free throw rattles off right, rebound to Santos. Dayton has an 8-point lead and the basketball moving quickly left to right, 12:45 to go in the game. Here's Connor, stands at the left wing, dish right wing. Cheeks feeds Connor, baseline right, it's a whistle. Gorosito picks up a foul, his 3rd personal of the night. Hernandez limping off the floor for Ball State, still favoring his left leg as Joey Hart, the transfer from Kentucky, checks in.
Big minutes right here for Joey Hart.
Paige Sparks also back in, jumping up and down, trying to throw Alexander off his game while inbounding on the baseline right. It's now Alexander who grabs it from Connor, throws it down to Jack, who loses control. It's tipped out by Pearson. It stays Dayton basketball on the baseline right. 50-42, Dayton leads it, 12.5 to go in the game. Coach Lewis pacing the sidelines right in front of us near midcourt at UD Arena. Inbounds pass, Santos has 6 to shoot. Trickles the baseline right, throws one up, draws a foul against Joey Hart, missed the shot. And 2 free throws upcoming for Dayton to our right.
Well, with Zed Key out of there, Santos and Cheeks are going to look to be more aggressive on the offensive end.
Santos to the free throw line right for a couple of shots. The senior from Geneva, Illinois. Bends the knees, flicks the right wrist, switches home the first free throw with a dead silent 13,000 crowd crew awaiting the second free throw. Santos is one of 2 Division I players to have 3 siblings play college basketball. That is some lineage right there, E. As Santos misses the second free throw, Hart the defensive rebound for Ball State.
Chance to cut it to 6 or 7 here, Mick.
With 12:15 to play.
Flyers stay in the zone.
Hill plays pitch and catch with Hart. Hart has it on the right wing, looks for Pearson top of the key, finds him. Pearson whips it to Hill, left wing, drives, kicks to Sparks, baseline left, doubled up with 7 to shoot. Sparks heaves one up toward the middle of the court. It's intercepted by Cheeks. 1-on-1, Cheeks gives to Alexander, back to Cheeks, and a soft touch drops in 5 feet away. And that lights up the Dayton crowd for the first time in the last 5 minutes. 53-42, Dayton leads with 11:43 to go in the game. It's Ball State. Gorosito sends it down to Pearson, baseline left. It's off the hands of Jack from Dayton. It stays Ball State possession. It's the under 12 media timeout. Cardinals trail Dayton 53-42 with 11:40 to play. Here from UD Arena as the Cardinals looking to unseat the 29th ranked team in the country per Ken Palm on their home floor, where Dayton doesn't lose very often. Cards down by 11. They have the basketball when we return on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Hey, Terry Schweer, thank you over there at Sam Pierce Chevrolet in Danville for your support of Ball State Athletics. Visit sampiercechevy.com. That is sampiercechevy.com. 53-42. Dayton's in front of Ball State with 11:39 to go in the game. He's the superstar, David Eha. Mick Tidrow with you. And the other superstar, Emily Guffey, back in our network studios. All right, Ball State was down 20. They cut it to 8. It's back to 11, but the Cardinals have the basketball. This 4-minute stretch seems pivotal to not let this get back to what it was.
Well, no question about it. The other thing to remember, Zed Key continues on the bench. You've got to make hay while Key is out of the lineup. Michael Lewis drawing up a play here. Baseline, end out of bounds. You got a chance to run a set, get a good look, and then see if you can't string 2 or 3 stops together.
53-42, Dayton's in front with 11:40 to go in the game. Ball State basketball. Here goes Fat Hill back to the rim, attacking and puts it off the window. It slips in and he draws a foul with it. Fat Hill has absolutely taken over. 17 points here tonight.
And Isaac Jack is not going to want to see any more of Fat Hill. First he got posterized, note highlight all over ESPN. That time Hill simply elevated Jack with the foul. And
literally,
Hill,
we just got the ESPN notification of Hill's dunk. And Hill converts on the and one. Ball State has cut this to an 8-point game again, 53-45. 11.5 to go. Dayton's crowd is anxious and trying to make some noise for this Flyers team. It's Santos into the corner right. It's Alexander. Wheels a pass up to Smith. Smith looks at Gorosito, who defends him one-on-one, and then whips the pass back out to Jacob Connor. Alexander, baseline right, 10-foot jumper, misses it long, rebound Gorosito. Chance to make this a 2-possession game. Gorosito turns on the Jets, runs right to left, stuck in the corner now, runs right back out toward midcourt. Pivotal possession for Ball State, down by 8, 11 minutes to go here from Dayton. Fat Hill has it top of the key, off to Pearson, right wing. Ball State patient on offense, 7 to shoot. Gorosito looks at the shot clock, looks at his head coach, 5 to go. Into the corner right, Pearson, deep three-point ball, and he banks it in! Mickey Pearson smiles on the bank, and it's a 5-point ball game.
Sometimes better to be lucky than good. Banked it in. 5 points, Mick.
53-48. Santos is almost rejected by Pearson. He misses the shot short. Rebound to Jack. It's Smith who has it. Baseline right drive. Kick out to Connor straight away. It's into the right corner with Santos. 10 to shoot. He drives on 2 defenders. It's a foul. Both Pearson and Sparks both trying to take a charge. And it's on Mickey Pearson.
Well, let's go back to that Pearson 3. That was all triggered by Wansi Gorosito. Got to the paint, threw across the court to the wing with 2 on the shot clock, and Mickey buried it. And we've talked all night. Can you get over the hump? That was a clutch basket by Mickey.
Santos to the free throw line right for 2 shots for Dayton, and he misses the first one short. Dayton tonight is 15 of 19 for the free throw line. 83% before that miss. Ball State 86% for the stripe. Santos bends the knees, flicks the right wrist, and the second free throw rattles around and out. Hill, the defensive rebound. Coach Lewis says holds up 5 fingers on his right hand. Ball State can make this a one-possession game. They were down 20 points near the end of the first half. Hernandez slips free down to the baseline left, loses control. It's last off Santos. Stays Ball State possession as the Cardinals trail 53-48. 10 minutes to play from UD Arena.
Look, Mick, offensively, the Cardinals, if it's working, keep going to the well. They are running a ton of side and top of the key pick and rolls, getting the switches, and then letting that guy dribble, penetrate, and find the open man.
Ball State basketball, baseline left. Watts hits it for Hernandez. Open 20-foot jumper, just misses it long, and a rebound to Connors for Dayton. They have an open man. It's Alexander who lays it up with the finger roll and down. Dayton takes a 7-point lead, 55-48, 9:48 and going here in the second half. Watts stares at his head coach, throws it to Hill on the left wing with a new Division I career-high 18 points tonight. Hill grabs it, free throw line left, wheels it back to Pearson. 3-point ball, it caroms out right. And Connor grabs the defensive rebound for Dayton. Smith slows things down. The Dayton guard now runs right toward the baseline, gives it off to Jack, who softly lays it up with the left hand and down. 57-48 with 9:20 to go in the game. And there's a timeout. I was just about to ask you when Coach Lewis would burn that timeout. This seems like a perfect time to do it.
Yeah, Cards went on a 6-0 run. Dayton comes back with 2 baskets in a row. Great time to settle your troops down. They've got this thing back up to 9. Good job, Michael Lewis.
57-48. Dayton's in front with 9 minutes and 23 seconds to go here from Dayton, Ohio. Hey, thank you, Spencer DeVoe at DeVoe Chevrolet in Alexandria for your support of Ball State Athletics. Visit DeVoeChevy.com. That is DeVoeChevy.com. So a 9-point game. It's Ball State basketball, 9 minutes and 29 seconds. They've outscored Dayton 22-16 here in the second half. You love the fight. When you're down 20 in a place like this with 13,000 fans, it's easy to lay over, and they didn't do that today.
Well, they didn't. And here's the other thing. You got to love the execution, right? They were missing shots in the first half because they were running bad offense. The last 2 misses, it was good offense. You got good looks. You just didn't make it. Coaches will live with that. Cardinals playing the right way. Big minutes again for the freshman TJ Birch.
Birch is in. Hendricks as well. Ball State has it right to left, trailing by 9 points as we approach 9 minutes to go here from UD Arena in Dayton, Ohio. Coach Lewis calls out the offensive set. Birch turns the corner, lays one up with the right hand. He got it. TJ Birch burns by everybody. Birch trying to get back on defense as the Cards are down 7. Now Fat Hill almost takes it away from Smith, but he fouls him at the right free throw line. How about TJ Birch blowing by some big boys as a freshman?
Yeah, and how about Michael Lewis, right? Give him credit. Called that timeout. That was a set play. He refused to pick and roll, just blew by everybody, but great timeout, great execution of a play after the timeout.
Ball State outscoring Dayton by 8 here in the second half. 57-50 ball game. Dayton in front with 9 minutes to play. Still so much time to go. Ball State's climbed back After down 20, here's Smith, right wing, side steps. Hendricks taps the ball out of bounds, baseline right. Hendricks again, right place, forcing problems for Dayton's offense. Smith to throw it in on the baseline right for Dayton. Ball fakes to the right, throws it to Connor in the corner right side. Connor hop step to the lane, throws it up, loses control. It's picked up and put down by Jack. Loose ball pickup, and Jack took advantage. 59-50, Dayton's lead expands back to 9 with 8:40 to go. TJ Birch dribbles in between the legs, near the midcourt logo, looks at head coach Michael Lewis, wants the screen, now goes left. Birch picks up the dribble. This man-to-man defense for Dayton, suffocating Hendricks at the top of the key. Find Pearson, 5-foot teardrop, rolls off long, and a rebound for Smith. Here goes Dayton left to right, and Birch quickly fouls Smith from behind. Smith had somewhat of a lane, and Coach Lewis is talking with Birch like, hey, why'd you do that? Birch explains, and Coach Lewis says, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're just Michael Lewis. You might have heard it said you're giving him points. I mean, they're in the bonus right now. That's what he's going to explain to the freshman. Don't foul a guy 28 feet away from the basket.
59-50, Dayton in front, 8:15 to go in the game. And now Smith from the right free throw line. 1-and-1 chance, and Smith hits the first free throw. It looks like Smith has blood on the backside of his pants, of his shorts. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Is that still a situation they usually try to clean that up? An anecdote. 60-50, Smith's second free throw is all Twine. Inbounds pass to Birch. Ball State facing an 11-point deficit with 8:10 and winding here in the second half. It's Birch, Hernandez, Pearson, Hill, and Hendricks on the floor for the Cards. Hill, left wing, he's doubled up, and now bounces out of that double team. Gives it off Pearson, right wing, fakes the three, drives, and then takes it to the free throw line, resets the offense. Cards have 7 to shoot. Birch from the left wing had 13 points last game in his season debut. Drives baseline left, flicks one up, it drops out, and a rebound for Smith. Dayton has it, left to right. Smith to Alexander, corner left side three, rattles out, rebound Birch. Birch throws it for Pearson. Cards have 2-on-2. Pearson side step, throw up, misses, and a rebound short to Alexander, up to Smith. Wheels it to Cheeks, who trails and hits and draws a foul. Dayton takes a 63-50 lead with 7:26 to go in the game, and they'll have a chance at the free throw line for an and one with Cheeks. Coach Lewis was a little upset at that shot selection, it looked like, on that last Ball State possession to get the transition game for Dayton.
Yeah, Mickey tried to force it, and that missed. That's a big 4-point swing, right? You got to get a good shot in that possession. Nonetheless, plenty of time left on the clock. 7:26 to go. Cards trail 63-50.
Hey, thank you to Jason Shively and Victory Honda of Muncie for your support of Ball State Athletics. Visit victorymuncie.com. That is victorymuncie.com. 7:26 to play here from UD Arena. Dayton 63, Ball State 50 on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Choose IU Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Muncie for expert care that keeps you moving. Learn more at iuhealth.org/move. It's crunch time here from UD Arena in Dayton, Ohio. Ball State trails Dayton 63-50, 7:26 to play. Last minute, 19 seconds. Dayton scored 6 straight points.
Yeah, they've made 4 of their last 5 field goals, and the Cardinals had some good looks, just couldn't knock it in. And Mick, I saw Michael Lewis talking to Mickey Pearson as they went to that last time out, and what he was talking to him about, and you see this a lot, is Mickey, when he plays off of 2 feet in and around the paint, much better instead of going off of 1 foot. They've schooled that, they've coached that, and you saw on that last Mickey miss going off of 1 foot, and that's what Michael Lewis had to talk to him about. But all starts with stops here, partner.
Cheeks at the free throw line after the media timeout. Dayton with a 13-point lead. Cheeks has had himself a night, 19 points, 8 of 12 from the field, and he's now 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Dayton as a team, 18 of 23 at the stripe. So back to a 14-point lead after Ball State had cut it to a 2-possession game. Inbounds pass. Ball State breaks the press with Mason Jones running against Santos. Back to TJ Birch near midcourt. Coach Lewis claps the hands as Ball State broke that press. Hendricks trying to find Hill, eventually does. Hill slips it to Jones, left corner, wide open 3-point ball, sprays out, rebound Watts for Ball State. Second look for the Cards as Hill drives baseline left, it scoops around and out, and then Hendricks tries to tip it in. They call goaltending. They call goaltending on Hendricks, and Coach Lewis wanted a foul when Hill went up, so Ball State doesn't get any points or foul called in their favor.
Cardinals didn't get any points there, but Michael Lewis going to be happy with the execution. Great one more by Hill. You had Hendricks again getting the tip back. Just couldn't make the hoop.
So Dayton basketball with a 14-point advantage, under 7 minutes to go here from Dayton, Ohio. Smith drives baseline right, kick out, right over Jones. Jack jumps over Jones with 7 on the shot clock. Jones fouls Jack. It looked like Jones just got tied up immediately with him when he was going up.
I tell you, Mick, Dayton is an entirely different team with Zed Key on the bench.
And he's been out for a long time as Jack's first free throw goes home. Jack, as he had mentioned, the transfer from Buffalo, his first action this season here in his first campaign with Dayton, as Jack's second free throw jumps off left. Rebound for Jones. Ball State down 15 with 6.5 to go in the game. Valiant effort for Ball State. Once down 20, made it a 5-point affair a few minutes ago, but Dayton is on an 8-0 run the last 2 minutes and 12-2 run in the last 3:15. TJ Birch 5 feet away. Teardrop rolls around and out. Can't find his own rebound and cheeks the defensive board for Dayton. Give to Bennett. Bennett from the right wing. Receives a screen, curls off it, throws it back. Smith now dumps down to Jack. One-on-one with Hendricks. Jack bouncing around, spinning and loops one up over Hendricks and down for a bucket. 67-50 with 6 to go. It's a game of runs, E.
Yeah, it is. Dayton
True
on a
game.
10-0 run. Cards 1 of their last 9 from the field.
Here's Hill, hop step to the lane and drops one in 5 feet away. Jamari Hill with 20 points of Ball State's 52. 6 of 14 for the field with 5 rebounds in 30 minutes. Making waves in his first season at the Division I level after a junior college couple of campaigns. Now Jack receives the pass from Smith, and Jack puts one home again. Jack starting to find a groove off that pick and roll like he was early in the game.
Yeah, they feasted from the bigs on the pick and roll dives.
69-52, Dayton with 5:15 and ticking. Hill in between the leg dribble, drives to the free throw line left. Oh, the spin move, puts it up right over Santos, and it drops in. Jermari Fat Hill is having himself a night.
Nothing fancy there. Simple one-on-one, put his head down and got to the rim, finished over Santos.
22 of Ball State's 54 points, courtesy of Hill. I think he was ready to flash his skills at the D1 level. Smith, free throw line right, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Cheeks. Left wing, jab step, now lets a deep three-point ball loose. It jumps around the rim, and Hill secures the defensive rebound.
Good time to hit a three right here.
Ball State runs quickly. Hill has it now, top of the key as they slow it down. They didn't have numbers, so they reset the offense. Hill looks for Jones, instead keeps it, gives Watts right wing, deep three-point ball, yes! Coach Lewis, a fist pump and a clap of the hands as Ethan Watts cuts it to a 12-point game, 69-57, 4:15 to play.
Fat Hill doing it all that time, giving the assist.
Smith receives a screen from Jack, sets his feet, left wing, wide open tray, and he answers the three from Watts with one of his own. Just a simple stutter, and then had all day to shoot one, 72-57, Dayton with 4 to play.
That one hurt, partner.
Yeah, felt like that was a chance for Ball State to get a stop and a score and get it to under single digits now. Hill, step back three. He's fouled by Santos. Santos trying to make a case, but Fat Hill ends up on his back, so I think it's a pretty easy call. And the referee's obliged with it. Santos has 3 personal fouls, all in the second half. That is the under 4 media timeout. 3:44 to play in the game. Dayton 72, Ball State 57. Fat Hill has 3 free throws upcoming when we return. Hey, thank you, Jeff Jackson at Awards Plus in downtown Muncie, who makes all of the Pride Mark Student Athlete of the Week award plaques and our Chirpy Student Athlete Award plaques. See Jeff for all of your awards needs. Visit theawardsplus.com. 3:44 to go. Cards down 72-57 on the Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. At the conclusion of this one, we'll have the Starry postgame show coming up for you. Ball State down 72-57 at the hands of the Dayton Flyers in front of a 13,000 sold-out crowd from UD Arena. He's David Ehop. I'm Mick Chidro. Emily Guffley's back in our network studios. Let's send it to a station ID break. This is the Ball State Cardinals Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. All righty, final 3:44, down 15. What do you want to see from Ball State?
Well, starts with making 3 free throws. That'll cut it to a 12-point lead, give you an opportunity to set up some type of full-court press, see if you can create some turnovers. But, man, what a coming-out night for Jamari Fat Hill. 22 points on 7 of 15 shooting, 8 of 10 from the line, throw in 6 rebounds. And, Mick, he's done it all playing with 4 fouls. And he has played 33 minutes, the most of anybody on either team. What a game by Jamari Fat Hill.
He has come to play on the biggest stage against a team that's ranked 29th in the Ken Pom rankings. That's probably going to pick up some AP Top 25 votes here in the next couple of games, too, at Dayton. 72-57, 3:44 to play as Hill takes 3 free throws to our left after the foul before the media timeout. Hill bends the knees, takes a stare at the rim, and nails the first free throw. So Hill had 17 in each of the first 2 games for Ball State. Tonight has 23. And what I think that you can be really happy about is the ability for him to get to the free throw line, too, as Hill hits the second free throw. It's not just drives, dunks, and shots. He's forcing fouls.
Yeah, not only is he getting there, Mick, he's making them. 9 of 11 today at the charity stripe. Keep in mind, he was 10 of 17 coming into this game.
And now Hill's third free throw is all twine. You said it. It starts with making all three. That's what Hill does. 72-60 with 3:44 to play.
No surprise, Zed King back in for the Flyers.
King with 4 fouls. He's played only 13 minutes but has 12 points. He's been a massive factor when in. Peyton Sparks also back in. And now this ball off Santos baseline right. No, they say it's off Hernandez. They say Ball State touched it last. And so it is Dayton basketball underneath its own basket to our right. 3:31 to go. 12-point Dayton advantage. Dayton inbounding for the baseline right. Smith has to avoid the jumping Hendricks. A throw to Key, and it's ripped out by Hernandez, but Bennett ends up with it. Bennett sidestepping around, throws it off the glass, misses it right. Offensive board for Cheeks. Cheeks throws up the runner, misses it badly. Rebound Hendricks. He has 6 tonight, 1 shy of tying his career high from last game. A 2 makes it a 10-point game. A 3 single digits. Here's Hill, right wing. One-on-one with Cheeks. Pearson sets the screen. Hill eyeing the baseline. He's driving there. Kick out. Pearson wide open right corner. 3 sinks it. It's a single-digit game, and Mickey Pearson in double figures. 72-63 with 3 to play.
And credit Fat Hill. What a terrific pass, making his teammate better.
Watts guarding Smith all over near midcourt. Smith now receives a screen from Key. Rolls off it. Back to Cheeks. Wide open straightaway 3. Yep. Cheeks has had himself a night today. A team best 23 points, and that's the most he's had this season. Averages a team best 15 points, and he's showing it why. Back to a 12-point game with 2.5 to go. Hill, cross-court pass. Watts, corner, left side three-point ball. You betcha! Ethan Watts keeps Ball State alive. It's a 9-point game, 75-66.
Another possession, another assist by Hill. You got to love the unselfishness.
Can Ball State get a stop? And then a bucket to make it a 2-possession game. Smith curls off a screen, throws it away. Hill tips it to Pearson. Ball State has it. 94 feet away from its bucket. Give to Hernandez as he crosses the timeline. A casual right-handed dribble. Loses control, then re-corrals for Pearson. Pearson handoff to Watts. He just hit a big 3. Pearson spins off one defender. Left baseline, throws it away. It's a takeaway by Smith. Hernandez stops Smith at midcourt. And Smith slowly dribbling the basketball at the midcourt D logo. That turnover was Ball State's 15th of the night. 1:30 to go. Cards down by 9. Smith curls off screen. Hernandez all over him. 8 to shoot. Cheeks feeds Key. Hendricks fouls Key before the shot. That is Ball State's 10th team foul. So 2 free throws coming up for Key, who's 4 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, an untimely turnover at the other end by Mickey. Just the Cardinals' 5th in this half. Keep in mind they had 10 at the break, so a much better job taking care of the basketball. Key to the free throw line, 12 points in 15 minutes tonight.
And Key's first free throw swishes in. 76-66, 1:24 to go in the game. And Coach Lewis burns a timeout for Ball State. Give a lot of credit to these teams. Free throws have not been a problem. 21 of 24 for Ball State, 88%. Dayton, 77%, 20 of 26.
Yeah, and you got to kind of credit the Flyers, right? Every time the Cardinals have chipped away and made this thing an opportunity where to get really, really tight, the Flyers have always seemed to answer with a 3 or a play of their own to keep this thing above the spot where it would get really tight. And now Michael Lewis drawing up a play here. 124, you're down by 10, conceivably 11. My guess he's going to draw up something to try to get a quick 3 at the other end.
And Ball State is 5 for its last 5 for the field, so they are getting good looks. They're making their looks when they can get a shot. Last possession was a turnover. That's really been one of the biggest issues today.
And I think the biggest thing that you can take for this is what Michael Lewis wants to see as far as execution and unselfishness.
Right.
None better than Fat Hill leading to those last 2 threes.
Key bends the knees, flicks the wrist, and misses the free throw right. Hill, the defensive rebound, his 7th of the night. Hill, right-handed dribble into the front court at his right hip. Cheeks guards him. Hendricks sets the screen. Hill looks for Hernandez, but nobody's home. Finds Pearson instead. Ball State down 10, 1:10 to go. Pearson dribbles into the lane, has the ball knocked out, gives it Watts. Left corner, wide open three-pointer. Yes, again. Ethan Watts makes it a 7-point game with a minute to play. Dayton basketball left to right. And Ball State picking up Light full court pressure with Pearson. A stop here changes everything. With 50 seconds and ticking, Coach Lewis pacing the sideline right in front of us, puts his hands behind his back and watches his defense. Smith trying to just burn clock right now. 7-point game. Smith curls off screen, top of the key, picks up his dribble, throws to Santos. 35 seconds to go. 5 on the shot clock. Santos pulls up, left wing triple, leaves it short, rebound Cheeks. Now only 10 seconds separate shot and game clock. Coach Lewis holds out a hand. And now Watts going to foul Smith with 21.5 seconds left and a 7-point Dayton lead.
Boy, that hurt. You got the stop that you wanted, but you couldn't secure the offensive rebound. At the other end, credit Ethan Britton Watts, the 4th made 3 of the game, running to the open area. Pearson with a great dime leading to that made triple.
And now Smith free throws to a right. First one, misses right.
Okay.
Ball State 6 for its last 6 on field goal attempts. Can they keep it interesting here? 76-69, 21 seconds. Smith's free throw swish was home. So an 8-point game. Inbounds pass to Fat Hill. Fat Hill, an aggressive dribble into the front court, receives a screen, stops near the baseline left, and then shimmies forward, spins around. Hill's rejected by Key. Rebound to Alexander, and he dribbles into the front court, and that is going to do it. Coach Lewis calls off the defense, and Dayton holds on to win it 77-69 as the crowd of 13,000 stands on its feet. 77-69 is your finish. We'll have the Starry postgame show coming up on the Cards Radio Network from Airfield. This is the Story Postgame Show. Final today, Dayton 77-69 over Ball State. What a competitive performance from both of these teams. Dayton once had a 20-point lead. The Cardinals cut it to 5, and it ends up being an 8-point Dayton victory here tonight. Starry fans, make sure to grab yourself an ice-cold Starry Lemon Lime Soda for the game. Starry hits different, and a proud sponsor of Ball State Athletics. David Eha, Mick Tudrow, wrapping things up here in the Starry Postgame Show with Emily Guffey back in our network studios here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at those check of stats presented by MITS here tonight. Muncie Indiana Transit System, no car, no problem. MITS is reliable, safe, and free for students and veterans. Download the MITS bus app and ride with MITS today.
All right, Mick, for the Cardinals from the field, 20 of 52, 38%, 8 of 18 from deep, 44%. 21 of 24 from the foul line, 87%, a tale of two halves. How about this? Cardinals outscored Dayton 43-36 in the second frame. In that second half, Cards shot 48%, 63% from three, 88% at the foul line. A totally different ball club. For the Flyers, overall, they were 26 of 53, 49%, just 4 of 19 from deep, 21%. 21 of 29 from the foul line, 72%. For the Cardinals, they had 10 assists on their 20 field goals, led by 3 from Jamari Hill. Cardinals turned it over 15 times, leading to 17 Flyer points. Meanwhile, the Flyers, 17 assists on their 26 field goals, led by 10 from Malachi Smith. They turned it over 8 times, leading to 5 Cardinal points. Flyers had 10 steals. Cardinals had 5 steals. Points in the paint, Dayton with a 38-18 advantage. We'll finish the stats. Michael Lewis coming back out to catch up with us here.
The head coach Michael Lewis joining us on the Starry Postgame Show after the conclusion of Ball State and Dayton here this evening from Dayton, Ohio. Coach, once down 20, cut it to a 5-point game. This ends up being an 8-point loss, but what'd you see from this group tonight?
Well, we had some fight. I think we had was 5 and we had the ball, right? And we took a bad shot, I think, or turned it over at one of the two. I don't remember exact, but I just remember we could have cut this thing to 3. And you get in these type of games, and those teams get tight, right? And that basket shrinks. They got good players. What happened to start the game is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen. They came in the locker room after warm-ups, Fab's like, Coach, this thing is packed. Like, yeah, man, this is what college basketball is, brother. Like, and you don't realize, because I've been very lucky to be, have the experiences that I've had and played where I played and coached where I've coached. And, this is, I wish our guys had this every night, because this is what it's supposed to be like. From the time we got off on, I can't give Dayton enough credit. One, I'm very appreciative of them having us over here. Yeah. From the time we got the shoot around today, from the time we got off the bus here, these guys know how to put on a basketball game. They know how to. That's why they've been successful for a long time. I've had respect for this program since hearing the stories from Coach about Don Donaher, right? And so they get it. They get it over here. It was an unbelievable experience for our guys. I just told them in the locker room, like, listen, if you don't spot them, you give yourselves a real chance. We made it interesting, but we started off the game one for 13 with 8 minutes going in the first half. I think we were 1 for 13 with 9 turnovers. Finished the half 5 of 10 with 1 turnover, and then you guys saw what we were able to do in the second half. I was proud of our guys for being able to execute a few things. We really gave Santos some problems, made them really adjust. And then as they start making changes, we got to be able to do things quicker on the fly. They got Santos on to Jerry late. We got to recognize that, and same thing, get Santos back involved where we can pick on some things. But I just told them, if you guys bring that fight, we're not going to win every game. But if you bring us that, I believe in our coaching staff. I believe in these players. We're going to put them in the right position. If you bring that, what you had the last 30 minutes of the game, we're going to have a chance to be everything that we want to be. Now, we've got to be able to do it consistently. Like, this can't be our best effort of the season. Okay, proud of the fight. Pissed we lost because, you get in this environment and you get sped up and, things don't go well and they steamroll on you. But I was really glad how we gathered ourselves and kind of got back into the game and made it interesting.
Coach, one of the things that impressed me, particularly in the second half, you've talked all season about we over me, and you saw guys making play for their teammates, particularly Jamari Hill. That's what you want to see out of your offensive execution, right?
Yeah, I thought, once we got done, losing our minds early, right? I thought the ball, I thought we got into that problem because our default, when things aren't going well, and our default is to just, let me do my guy. Well, you're not going to do that, right? We don't, we're not athletic like they are. We are athletic for us, but not like they are. And once we got the ball moving a little bit and then we were able to attack in the second half, I saw more unselfish plays tonight than I've seen in our other contest. And I still think there was some, here late in the second half where, we squeezed one up or we tried to do too much with the ball and got ourselves in trouble and we turned it over and it cost us some opportunities. But proud of our effort.
Coach, appreciate you joining us here on the Starry Postgame Show. We'll talk with you Saturday.
All right, thank you.
That's head coach Michael Lewis joining us after a 77-69 finish here in Dayton with the Flyers taking down the Cardinals in the second road game of the season for Ball State. We'll step aside, come back, continue the Starry Postgame Show next on the Gamebridge Radio Network for Learfield. Rolling on here in the Starry Postgame Show. Ball State falls to Dayton 77-69 at UD Arena. David Eha McTidrow with you. Emily Guffey's producing here tonight. We were looking at those final stats as Coach Lewis had joined us, presented by Mitz. What other numbers stood out to you there?
Fast break points, Dayton with a 19-4 advantage. Of course, that comes off a lot of the turnovers. Individually, Cards led by Jamari Fat Hill, a career-high 25 points, an efficient 25, 7 of 16 from the field, 11 of 13 from the charity stripe. Throw in 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He played 36 and a half minutes tonight. After that for the Cardinals, it was Ethan Britton Watts, 16 points on 4 of 6 from deep. That's not a career high for him. He had 5 triples in a game against Notre Dame. Other double-figure scorer, Mickey Pearson with 11 points. Peyton Sparks played 16 minutes, 4 points, all of those from the foul line. Mason Jones played, did not score, had 3 boards. Jeremiah Hernandez hits his first 3 in a Cardinal uniform. He ended up with 7. Ben Hendricks, I thought Mick played a terrific game.
Yeah.
Just 2 points, but 6 rebounds. 1 block shot, but a number of shot changes. He was a presence on the defensive end. You notice Michael Lewis subbing him in on defense. Wansi Gorosito, 7 minutes, no points. Joey Hart, 7 minutes, no points. TJ Birch, the freshman, played 11 minutes. He grabbed 4 points and a board. And that for the Cardinals led to their 69 points. For Dayton, they were led by Enoch Cheeks, 23 points, 12 rebounds for the 6'3 guard. He gets a double-double. Malachi Smith with 17. Zed Key had 13. Isaiah Jack, the other flyer in double figures, with 11.
That's our check of stats, officially presented by MITS, Muncie Indiana Transit System. No car, no problem. Ride with MITS today, and check out the app presented by MITS. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. This one is a final 77-69. Ball State drops to Dayton here today, but plenty of action in Cardinal land. Ball State women's basketball, Allie Becky, triple-double today. 22, 10, and 10, and then had 7 steals as well. First triple-double for a Ball State Cardinal since 2010.
Unbelievable effort. Congrats to Allie Becky. So well-deserved. Man, is she fun to watch play basketball.
She is, and they beat Memphis 95-66 at home. What a performance for the Ball State women's basketball team. Looking at the top 25 in the men's game, Arkansas at 18. Just ahead of Troy, 36-34. Number 8, Houston, is all over Louisiana, 63-27 at the start of the second half. Auburn over Kent State, 49-37. Those are some of the national scores, and that also includes a MAC school as well. Toledo holds on to beat Wright State 86-77, and Central Michigan beats George Mason by a point, 70-69. Close one there for Central Michigan and George Mason.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting watching a lot of these MAC scores. You can see that. When you look at the box scores, coaches doing the same thing Michael Lewis is, trying to hone in on those rotations come December.
We'll continue the Star Post Game Show when we come back. Cardinals fall 77-69 on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Finishing up the Starry Post-Game Show here from Dayton, Ohio. Final score 77-69. Dayton defeats Ball State. Here from UD Arena, David Tidrow with you. Emily Guffey producing here tonight. All right, David, it's an 8-point loss for Ball State, but the Cardinals head back home to take on Indiana State Saturday, 2 o'clock tip-off. What's the preview against the Sycamores?
Well, we all know Indiana State last year, an incredible season, 32-7, 17-3 in the Missouri Valley, but Josh Schertz went to St. Louis, took a lot of his players with him. Matthew Graves assumes the role as a head coach. 8 freshmen and sophomore on the roster, and they are 1-2. Lost to Florida Atlantic, beat Eureka, the vacuum cleaner company, I'm not sure, and lost at home to a future Cardinal opponent, SIUE. So they only had 3 returning players.
Right.
So a whole new group, but they've been idle since Saturday, waiting to come to Worthen. Marcus Harding, Central Michigan, familiar name. He's one of the players that has transferred into Indiana State, so an opportunity for the Cards to get right and even their record at 2-2 on Saturday.
See what the Cards have on Saturday against Indiana State. That's a 2 o'clock tip-off. Join us for a 1:40 start to pregame. David and I will be on that broadcast as well. We'll step aside one final time, come back and recap Dayton and Ball State. The Flyers defeat the Cardinals 77-69 on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Back here on the Starry Postgame Show, Ball State falls to Dayton 77-69. David Tidrow with you, finishing this thing up. David, when you look at what Ball State did today, we kind of talked about it with Coach Lewis. 20 points down near the end of that first half. Make a run, cut it to 5. He set it to either a turnover or missed bucket, and then Dayton kind of had their win back underneath them. 8-point loss. Coach Lewis is not one for moral victories. We've seen that throughout the course of the last 2.5 years. But what he is always excited about is growth within the game. When your team's down, you dig deep, make it a 5-point game. That's growth.
Yeah, and what you saw in that second half is the way they want to play, the unselfishness, the commitment on the defensive end. I think that helped when they started to make shots. And look, you go on the road, the one thing that impresses me, they went to the foul line here on the road 24 times and made 21. We talked about it. Look, in their 2 exhibition scrimmages, they averaged 38 made free throws. So this is a team that has shown they're going to get to the line. I think Peyton Sparks going to work himself back into shape where he's playing more minutes, becomes a difference maker as you head into December and conference season. But, man, you got to love what Fat Hill is bringing to the table. If he's not the newcomer of the year right now in the MAC, I'm not sure who is. But what we saw in the second half, hopefully a glimpse of what you can build on in the future, play unselfish, commitment on the defensive end, and I think the Cardinals are they're gonna get there, no question.
77-69 the finish. Dayton defeats Ball State. In that second half of this game was kind of like what we saw at the Georgia State game. Slow start to the game, figured out in the second half, still didn't win, but you're right there. If you start a little bit faster, things change.
Yeah, and I think Coach Lewis hit on it. The atmosphere, everything really sped the Cardinals up, much like Georgia State, the turnovers, Mick. That is the one controllable, right? You have to value the basketball. Even if you get shots up, you're going to get opportunities for offensive rebounds. But when you turn it over and allow teams to get out in transition, that is a killer. So certainly something to watch as you move forward. Value the basketball.
So Dayton's 3-0, Ball State's 1-2, but heads back home to take on Indiana State Saturday. Broadcast begins at 1:40. E and I will be there inside Worthen Arena. Hope you join us then. Until then, we say good night from UD Arena in Dayton, Ohio. For David Tidrow, thank you to Emily Guffey back in our network studios producing here tonight. And thank you, Coach Lewis, for joining us pre- and post-game. We'll talk with you Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your evening. This has been a presentation of the Ball State Cardinals Gamebridge Radio Network for Learfield.